Hel- Hello, check. Hello, mic check. Dr. Azgekar, kindly check the voice. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. It's coming. It's coming. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Dr. Azgekar, am I audible? Hello, mic check. Good morning, all the participants. Will be starting very soon. It's raining very heavily, and our guests are arriving, and the show will definitely go on. So please be patient. And I once again welcome all of you on behalf of Thakur College. Just be patient. We'll start very soon. Let me just take the technicals right. Azgekar sir, am I audible? The show will definitely go on. So please be patient. And I once again welcome all of you on behalf of Thakur College. Just be patient. We'll start very soon. Let me just take the technicals right. Azgekar sir, am I audible?
एक मिनट यहाँ पे चेक करो. Can you check? Deepak Tiwari sir, can you check?
Now it's coming. Now it's perfect.
तो वो माइक की जरूरत नहीं है फिर यहाँ से ही आ जाएगा.
ये तो चाहिए.
हो गया भाई, फिर इससे डायरेक्ट कर देते हैं. अभी वीडियो एक चेक कर लेने आ रहा है कि नहीं ऑडियो.
Good morning to one and all. I take extreme pride to welcome all the dignitaries for a workshop on protection.
लाइफ में आवाज भाई का फोन है
the implementation of IPR and how we are going to get through these particular complexities of this particular thing. So to begin with this particular workshop, we are going to begin in a Indian traditional way where we are going to do the lighting of the lamp and Veda chanting. May I kindly request Dr. S.D. Asgekar, the Vice Principal, Faculty of Science from Thakur College of Science and Commerce, to please escort all the dignitaries for lighting of the lamp. And we are also going to do Veda chanting.
ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ गणानां त्वा
I kindly request rest of the members present in this particular auditorium to please rise for Veda chanting.
ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती दीनामभित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you so much, everybody. I request all the dignitaries to please take their seat on the dais. As per our Indian tradition and custom, when we are doing the beginning of any program by offering our prayers to the Almighty, it is half done. So the half of the portion is done for this particular workshop, and now we are going to begin with the remaining part where we are going to have a very successful and fruitful deliberations from the experts. To address this particular workshop on the behalf of Thakur College of Science and Commerce, now we are going to have Dr. Mrs. C.T. Chakravarti, the principal of Thakur College of Science and Commerce, who is not present over here physically, but she is going to address on the virtual platform to all the dignitaries and delegates. So may we now have Dr. C.T. Chakravarti, the principal of Thakur College of Science and Commerce, to give the welcome address.
Good morning to one and all. I take extreme pride to welcome all the dignitaries for a workshop on protection and management of intellectual property rights, organized by TCSC in collaboration with CSIR, National Institute of Oceanography, Goa, celebration of the National Intellectual Property Festival. I welcome all the dignitaries. Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, the Director, CSIR-NIO Goa, Dr. Sonia Sukumaran, the Scientist in Charge, CSIR-NIO Regional Center, Mumbai, Mr. Dr. Narsingh L. Thakur, Senior Principal Scientist and Head, Patent and Technology Cell, CSIR-NIO Goa, Dr. Ramesh Gedwani, Intellectual Property Consultant, Mumbai, Dr. Kapil Arya, Principal Scientist, CSIR, IPU, New Delhi, Mr. Venkat Krishnamurthy, Principal Technical Officer and in charge, Collaboration Desk, CSIR, NIO Goa, and Dr. Rahul Kaushik, Scientist, CSIR, Goa. As we are in fast-moving, knowledge-driven economy, its importance now for countries to mark the presence and solidify its own knowledge to expertise through IPR. This includes going back to the roots and reimagining the wins for future. India is and should be the Vishwa Guru of the world, and our weapons of mass construction will be our knowledge, scriptures and traditions. Through this seminar, I hope we are able to spread awareness as well as promote the culture of knowledge generation, presentation and regeneration. Higher educational institutions should provide and promote sound research, and teachers should engage to more and more meaningful research. I wish all of you a best for the today's session, and I'm sure at the end of the day you have lots and lots to carry from all the stalwarts sitting over in this dais. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, always a motivating force behind everything what is happening at TCSC. You have always the torchbearer, and you have always given us the encouragement and support for organizing such kind of a workshop, which is the need of the hour. So thank you so much once again to give your very valuable welcome address in absentia, where we are meeting on the virtual platform. Now it's a time that this particular conference and workshop has been organized by Thakur College of Science and Commerce, where we are going to just take you in the nutshell about the glimpses of our college. So may I kindly request the technical team to put on the video for the Thakur College of Science and Commerce, where we are going to understand the details.
The only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and change, said Carl Rogers. There are very few institutions who will make you learn how to learn.
Among them is Thakur College of Science and Commerce, situated in the cradle of Sanjay Gandhi National Park in Mumbai. Here's a brief detour of this amazing institution called TCSC, Thakur College of Science and Commerce. Started in the year 1997 with merely 57 students. Now, this 7-story building is a second home for over 15,000 students. It's among the few colleges in India which has got autonomous status because of its potential for excellence. It's affiliated to the University of Mumbai, and UGC NAC has accredited it with grade A. A proper ambience and a good infrastructure is a necessity for a teaching learning to take place. It has more than 100 classrooms, science and IT labs, a state-of-the-art media lab, a fully furnished auditorium and library. But these things are not the highlight of this presentation. The college assures two things. Number one, learning, and number two, overall development. The college follows several methods of learning, like classroom learning, experimental learning, practical learning, peer-to-peer learning, learning from experts, learning from seniors, learning from research, learning from seminars, learning from workshops, and basically learning how to learn. TCSC believes in and follows the motto of overall development of the students. The students enthusiastically volunteer to join NCC, NSS, sports, culture, DLLE, and other forums to shape their personality. The One Maharashtra Battalion NCC unit of the college has produced several soldiers who are protecting the borders of Mother India in land, air, and water. Several cadets have been awarded and had the glory of walking on Rajpath in Republic Day Parade. The NSS unit of the college is renowned nationally for extending helping hands to other social causes. It also holds the record and was awarded for collecting the highest numbers of blood units. The volunteers have planted more than 75,000 trees in Manori, Vada, and Palghar area, which itself is a record. The college has a cricket stadium, a football stadium, a turf for their sports students. Every sport has a separate coach. A proper training is assured. This is the reason the college stands at second position amongst 850 colleges of University of Mumbai in sports and has been a champion in volleyball for the last 15 years and is unbeaten in boxing for the last 7 years. The college is known for several of its festivals: Tarangan, Intercollegiate Cultural Festival, Kotokino, International Short Film Festival, and several other academic festivals like Aptipreneur, FinStreet, Mantra, and Origin, to name a few. The college has produced thousands of students who have made us proud nationally and internationally. Many of them have become CEOs or hold top positions in reputed companies. Successful entrepreneurs, actors and artists, and winners of prestigious awards like Miss India Universe, Miss India Runner-Up. The institution is famous for its quality of teaching. The hard work of the teachers of TCSC is also recognized at several forums. The faculties have excelled in research and innovation by bringing patents and authoring several books. They have been honored with several awards like Rajiv Gandhi Gold Medal, Mahatma Jyotiba Phule Excellence Teacher Award, Maharashtra Guru Gaurav Award, etc. All of this was possible only under the leadership of our trustee Thakur Jitendra Singh and Principal Dr. Mrs. Chaitali Chakraborty. It was our diligence, hard work and drive for excellence on the part of the teachers and students. TCSC received the Best College Award from the University of Mumbai in the year 2018-19. The Economic Times also awarded TCSC with Entrepreneur Award in 2019-20. And recently, Maharashtra Industrial and Economical Development Association has awarded TCSC with Pride of Maharashtra Award as the Best Educational Institute of the year 2021-22. This prestigious honor was presented by Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari, on 13th February 2022 at the Raj Bhavan, Mumbai. Our achievements are many, but the biggest and the most rewarding one is the bond we share with our students. Thank you.
Asgekar to please welcome Dr. Sonia Sukumari. The scientist in charge of CSIR, Madam, thank you so much to make it today and come to our campus for this particular workshop. May I kindly request Dr. Santosh Singh, the IQSC coordinator of Thakur College of Science and Commerce, to felicitate Dr. Narsingh Thakur. Thank you so much, sir, for making it possible today. May I kindly request Dr. Vitthal Moite to please felicitate Dr. Ramesh Gidwani, who is the keynote speaker for today for the invited talk regarding the intellectual property rights. Thank you so much, sir. We are going to get benefited with your expertise. Dr. Vitthal Moite, the head of the Department of Zoology, is felicitating Dr. Ramesh Gidwani. May I kindly request Dr. Gitesh Padde, the controller of examination of Thakur College of Science and Commerce, to please felicitate Dr. Kapil Arya. Thank you so much, sir, for your gracious presence this morning with us. And may I now kindly request Dr. Rupal Shroff, the coordinator of BMS department, to please welcome Dr. Venkat Krishnamurthy. Thank you so much, sir, for making this event possible. He is the technical head of NIO Goa. So indeed, we are all extremely happy to have all these dignitaries with us and rest of the officials from NIO Goa. Thank you so much for making it possible this morning and giving us the opportunity. Now, it's a time to begin with this particular diligence where we are going to have Dr. S.D. Asgekar, the Vice Principal of Faculty of Science. In absentia of our Principal Madam, he is presiding over the function. So I'll just request him to give some introductory remarks. Dr. S.D. Asgekar.
Thank you, Vinny sir. Respected Sri Jitendra Singh Thakur, Secretary of the Thakur Educational Trust, who will be joining us in due course of time. Key person behind this workshop, Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, Director, CSIR-NIO Goa. Due to some unavoidable circumstances, he is not going to join for this particular workshop. Dr. Sonia Sukumaran, Scientist in charge, CSIR-NIO, Regional Center, Mumbai. Dr. Narsingh L. Thakur, Senior Principal Scientist, CSIR-NIO Goa. Mr. Venkat Krishnamurthy, Principal Technical Officer, CSIR-NIO Goa. Dr. Rahul Kaushik, Scientist, CSIR-NIO Goa. Most importantly, the resource person for the workshop, Dr. Ramesh Gidwani, IP Consultant from Mumbai. Dr. Kapil Arya, Principal Scientist, CSIR Innovative Protection Unit, New Delhi. Sri Manoj Singh, Sri Suraj Singh, our own management representative. Again, they will be joining. Innovative dignitaries, heads, coordinators, and dear participants. A very good morning to all. I am happy to welcome everyone present over here on the behalf of Dr. Mrs. C.T. Chakravarti, Principal of the organization institution, for the workshop on Protection and Management of Ipr. We are thankful to CSIR-NIO Goa for associating with Thakur College of Science and Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so proud that our bonding with Professor Sunil Kumar Singh and his team is so strong that we are always feel comfortable to discuss our academics and research related activities and problem faced by us. Thank you very much everyone present over here for such a wonderful association with our College of Science and Commerce. This workshop has been organized to help us to improve our efforts to protect our intellectual property. Academic institutions are the drivers of socio-economic growth and development. In every agenda, whether it is national or international, there is mention of the contribution of research and innovation for sustainable development. The intellectual property which exists to encourage innovation and creativity, stimulate improvements in our quality of life, economic growth, and address the radical challenges such as climate change, clean energy, food security, and also health. As a researcher and innovators, we are generating new ideas, data, inventions. Even some of the data and ideas has been added by our students also. Only scholarship and anti-plagiarism alone cannot be sufficient to protect the ideas and the inventions. We need intellectual property laws and policies to curb against intellectual property theft. With good intellectual property protection, business perform better, grow faster, and our most important, consumers are protected. I'd like to mention a very two small examples over here so that everybody present over here can understand how intellectual property right is important. A great example to understand the importance of IPR is the British singer and songwriter Sam Smith, who won all top most international awards including Global Success Award in February 2015. Copyright protection is fundamental to Sam Smith so that he can sell his work and achieve this success. He was born in 1992, presently just 30 years old. His present net worth is $45 million and in Indian currency it is almost 370 crore rupees. And it is possible because of only IPR. His trademark SS, Sam Smith, is a brand for his many products like jerseys, footwears. He has also opened many studios across the Britain. Another example I must quote over here, emphasizing IPR law. Everybody present on the dais is aware with this particular example because this particular IPR patent, it is a US patent on turmeric powder, which was challenged itself by CSIR, I think during the tenure of Dr. R. Mashalkar sir. It was one of the most complex legal battle of biopiracy, but finally it was in favor of India, and that US patent on turmeric powder got cancelled, which was issued to University of Mississippi, I think, in 1993, one of the medical college. So if the IPR law is powerful, policies are up to the mark, and it is implemented effectively, I think whether it is national theft or the international theft, that can be curbed. This particular workshop has been organized to encourage widespread awareness and understanding the role of intellectual property rights. I am sure all the four pillars of the IPR, that is patents, copyrights, trademarks, and the trade secret, will be touched upon in this workshop, mainly focusing on protection and management of IPR. Finally, wishing all the best luck and fruitful outcome at the end of this workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed, in a nutshell, you have just given us the glimpses that what we are going to cover in this particular workshop. And thank you so much for these motivating words. We are looking forward for many of such kind of deliberations where we are going to understand what exactly the IPR laws are, how is the implementation, and what is the effectiveness and efficacy of these laws, how we are going to get implemented in our day-to-day life. So moving on, we are going to have amongst us now Dr. Sonia Kumar Sukamaram, the scientist in charge CSIR-NIO Regional Center Mumbai, who is going to give us a detailed information about the research activities of CSIR-NIO Regional Center, which is going to give us the details that what exactly these particular activities are and how these activities can be beneficial for anybody and everybody. So I take this opportunity to please invite Dr. Sonia Sukumaran to deliver her address.
morning to all the dignitaries on the dais and other my colleagues. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Sonia Sukmaran and I'm the in charge of NIO Mumbai. Actually, like I said, a director was supposed to talk on CSIR-NIO, and NIO is one of the 38 laboratories of CSIR. CSIR is the biggest R&D research organization coming under Ministry of Science and Technology, and our president is the Prime Minister himself. So NIO is located, and NIO is the foremost oceanographic institute of the country. There are other oceanographic institutes as well, but being the earliest one, we have a multidisciplinary unit, or multidisciplinary setup also. So that makes us very, very powerful in the area of ocean sciences. We have the headquarters at Goa, and we have 3 regional centers. On the west coast, we have a regional center at Mumbai here, and we also have in Cochin, again in the south, and on the east coast we have at Visakhapatnam. So being the in charge, I will probably elaborate more on regional center Mumbai, and we are actually a neighbor. We are located at Lokhandwala, Andheri West, and our mission is to create sound knowledge base encompassing diverse aquatic ecosystems aimed at sustainable developments in the coastal marine area of India towards societal good. So to just give you a brief description of the genesis of our institute, or the regional center. Now this was established in 1962. Now you should know that NIO itself was established in 1966 in Goa. So this regional centers, the first form of our center was in 1962 as a liaison office to support the International Indian Ocean Expedition. It was in Sasuntok somewhere, small office. And subsequently it was converted to a field unit to pursue research and development in biological oceanography. Later on, so this small office started to do a lot of marine monitoring studies, and so therefore it was elevated to the status of regional center of CSIR-NIO in 1975. And because of the various important work it was carrying out for the state of Maharashtra and other places, the government of Maharashtra allotted 2.75 acres of prime land at Andheri West, Lokhandwala, where we are currently situated. So we first started with a phase 1 laboratory, which is again a little bigger laboratory, and later on it was felt that was not sufficient for the activities undertaken. So we built a phase 2 laboratory, and this was inaugurated by the then Chief Minister of Maharashtra in 2015, Shri Devendra Fadnavis. And yes, so currently this is so here in this slide you can see the older building and the new building. We have some 20 laboratory rooms with the state-of-art facilities. We have different labs, phytoplankton, a specific branch of research, benthic ecology, ecotoxicology labs, microbial, molecular, chemical oceanography labs. We also have a lot of instrumentation labs with very modern equipments. We also have a physical oceanography division which deals with modeling, remote sensing, GIS, etc. We have the GCMS facility, TOC facility. We also have a very well-equipped library, a conference room, seminar hall. And at present, we are a small group, but very dynamic group, very young group. We are 7 scientists, 2 technical, and there are other supporting staff. Presently, 9 PhD students are registered with us. So most of our scientists are recognized guides with the Mumbai University. We also have with Andhra University. We are recognized research center for Andhra University, Marine Biology Department, Marine Science Department of Andhra University, and also the Bharathasan University. And now we also have the ACSIR. Now we also have the ACSIR, of which Dr. Thakur is a convener. Probably he will talk about it. And so this is just to show a few pictures of our office, and then I will go on. So this is the front view. This is our building, and I'm sure you all can come and visit it on our open days. This is a physical oceanography lab, the administrative section, the conference rooms, the committee room, the seminar hall, the library, the chemical oceanography, the analytical instruments, the biological oceanography laboratories, the microbiology laboratories. So our office has an umbrella project, which is the implications of natural and anthropogenic processes on the coastal biodiversity and ecosystem functioning of Northwest India. And like I said, our scientific members are just listed here. So we have a multidisciplinary oceanography group consisting of biologists, chemists, and physicists. And our office mostly deals with externally funded projects in the area of marine environmental impact assessment and coastal monitoring, wherein we provide advisories to the concerned agencies on the management of coastal seas. As we know, there are a lot of industries along the Maharashtra-Gujarat coast, and they use a lot of our marine resources for the many of the activities. So we do a lot of projects in which we advise them how to carry on their various developments with minimal impact to the environment. So development with sustainable usage of marine resources is what we are aiming at. So therefore, research activities are focused on the coastal and estuarine ecology of Northwest India. So this is our study area, which is covering, encompassing, being situated in Mumbai. We concentrate our research efforts mostly on the coastal waters of Gujarat and Maharashtra states. So around 2,360 kilometers of coastal zones, and as we know, these 2 states are one of the most urbanized and industrialized zones, which has a lot of anthropogenic activities. These 2 also contribute to major fisheries of the country, and also we have this phenomenon, seasonal phenomenon of upwelling, which happens during the monsoon, which also affects the biogeochemical properties of the coastal waters. Now this coast also has a very heterogeneous substratum and different kinds of habitats, which sustains very rich biodiversity. So we also have 2 marine protected areas, which is the Gulf of Kutch and Malvan. So in short, this coastal line is economically as well as ecologically important. So this is our core area of work, and most of our activities are around this area. And other regional centers are working on other coastal lines. Now coming to the...
Change the slides. She is changing.
I am changing. Yeah. It's not C?
No.
Oh. Oh. Should I start again?
No. Just show the slides. Because the audio is there. Audio and you are on this one, right?
Slides are not moving.
You change from here only. Don't go full screen. Just change from here only.
Okay.
Thank you. Now whichever slide you want to start, you can start from there.
I'll start. So I'll start from there only, physically. Alright. So coming to our various divisions, we have a physical oceanography division, and in this we study the physical properties of water. So what we essentially try to do the research is in the coastal water ecosystems, wherein we try to see how the pollutants from point and non-point sources, as well as other anthropogenic areas, how it affects the coastal water physical properties through 3-pronged strategy, which is observation, satellite image processing, and simulation, wherein we do modeling to predict the outcome of various activities. We try to study the impact of various factors like temporary abnormalities, seasonal influences, climatic effects, tidal impact, ecosystem changes, coastal constructions at different time scales, which is seasonal, annual, decadal, etc. So we have our strategy involves field observations, modeling, and satellite imagery processes, and we try to evaluate the asymmetric capacity of the coastal waters, in the sense that how much effluence it can take without affecting the carrying capacity in terms of DO, BOD, COD, etc. And how the land change patterns can affect the physical properties. Now the Marine Environmental Chemistry department is looking to understand the various transport or pathways of chemical constituents, nutrients, organic metals, and their transformations. Now these are elements which can be affected by natural and anthropogenic development along northwest coast of India. The lab also is looking to study the linkages between land use changes and chemical elements to evaluate the ecosystem health status. The lab is very well equipped, and it is currently analyzing around 56 chemical parameters in the seawater for various marine EIS studies. So often there are many NGT cases, and many GPCB, CPCB or MPCB have approached us to evaluate the water quality of the coastal waters, and we have done for MPCB recently, covering all creeks and estuaries of Maharashtra coast, and we hope to repeat this exercise for Gujarat in the next year by covering the entire estuaries in South Gujarat and give a report to GPCB on their request. Now coming to the microbiology division, they are looking at majorly three aspects. One is the microbial ecology and bioprospection, in which they are studying the diversity and the functioning of the microbial populations, and also to see if any bioactive products can be made from microbes. They are also contributing a lot to the marine pollution studies by enumerating the coliforms, etc. for our marine EIS studies. And they are also trying to see whether we can do bioremediation, which is a very hot topic now, like using microbial resources to bioremediate a host of pollutants, because pollution rates are increasing and sources of pollution are also increasing. Now coming to the phytoplankton ecology lab, we have scientists working on the primary producers. Phytoplankton is a base of any food web. So they are also looking to study the top-down, bottom-up regulation of this major constituent of the food web. So by bottom-up, it means studying the nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, which affects the primary productivity, and by top-down, it means the various grazers, the grazing community, and how it affects the primary producers, which is the phytoplankton. Also, they are looking at algal blooms, the reasons, the extent, the dissipation, etc., etc. They are also contributing to pollution studies. So in the regional center Mumbai, studies on pollution is a major aspect to which the different divisions are contributing their own research output. So the phytoplankton people, they are trying to study how the elevated nutrients through industrial effluents, runoff, domestic sewage can lead to eutrophication, algal blooms, and therefore hypoxia. And this phenomenon we see very recurrently, especially in our nearby Ullas estuary. And of late, they've started studying functional traits, which is to study how the functioning of these algal, different kinds of algae are affecting the food webs. Now, we also have a zooplankton ecology and ecotoxicology lab, wherein they are studying the distribution, taxonomy, particularly of the copypod groups of zooplankton. They are also studying the functioning of the major zooplankton groups. This group is also looking at persistent organic pollutants, how it is being bioaccumulated, source identification, etc. And also this group is studying on microplastics, which is again a very hot topic. So they're trying to see how these zooplankton are assimilating it and how it is affecting the food chains. Coming to the benthic ecology and molecular biology lab, we are looking at different habitats. Now, benthic ecology means study of organisms in the sediments. So across different habitats like intertidal, estuary, coastal zones, coral reef areas. As you know, India has 4 major coral reef areas, and what is very less known is Maharashtra has many coral reefs which are not known, and we are slowly discovering them. So we are studying the organisms which are associated with sensitive ecosystems, and here also we are studying different aspects. We are looking at isotopic studies to know the sources of food, how the food and the carbon moves from this benthic strata to the higher status, and how the biogeochemical cycling is happening. Also, we are studying, we are also trying to do DNA barcoding, which is the future of identification because of the accuracy and the speed with which species identification can be done. So that's the next level of species identification. We are also trying to understand how habitat heterogeneity is affecting the distribution of benthic organisms. There are a lot of aspects in benthic organisms which we are covering. And this lab is the first time which has been able to establish species list for much of the northwest coast of India. In fact, recently we've come up with a review paper in which we, from our lab itself, we have enumerated around 630 macrobenthic species with the proper identification, and we are still counting. So we hope to improve our species list with the help of DNA barcoding. We also have a laboratory of benthic ecology and trait analysis. Now this lab is primarily engaged with research on marine biodiversity functioning in various ecosystems from intertidal to deep sea areas. Now this lab is working on a lot of coral and marine biodiversity restoration projects, which is very, very important. And of late, as you all know, there's a coastal road project which is going on. So there's been a lot of concern about loss of biodiversity because of that large scale reclamation and piling work which is going on. So NIO had suggested a management strategy in which they suggested installing artificial reef installation. So this group has already installed some artificial reefs, and we are monitoring to see how the biodiversity is coming back. This group is also studying benthic community along the Central Indian Ocean Basin, which is the Indian site for polymetallic nodal exploration. We also study the oxygen minimum zones, mid-oceanic ridges and seamount regions in the Indian Ocean, and also the functional pattern of benthic meiofauna, again a very less studied group along the different settings of the tropical Indian estuaries. Because we've been doing a lot of industry projects, our client list is very long, which I've just, so few of them I've presented here. Some of the major industries of India, we are working for them and hoping that we are doing good work for them. So this lab, like I said, is a very small group, very young group, dynamic group, but we've been able to maintain the external cash flow, and as well as, so we are also earning a lot of lab reserves. Lab reserves in the sense, other than from government aid, what we earn from outside. So we've been able to contribute to CSIR, and the mandate is to do projects for the industry and also try to earn from our scientific contributions. So in scientific contributions also, the regional center has been done phenomenally well. Of late, I think the latest data shows that we have around 60 impact factor in a year. That is like on an average 10 per each scientist, which is very high as per, if you compare to the average of NIO. So the group has been doing well in earning ECF as well as in research papers as well. So in future, our future strategy is to improve our capability to predict changes. We are doing a lot of predictive studies, but we need to keep improving it because the challenges are also changing day by day. Our monitoring strategies, our sampling strategies are all as per the international norms, but we are trying to develop and improve it further on. So we are innovating in that also. We also hope to provide scientific support for conservation and restoration of unique coastal habitats, which is the need of the hour, and they are also getting progressively endangered, like seagrasses, corals, mangroves. These are also major carbon capture resources. We also hope to undertake environmental impact assessment. We are doing this as well, but currently we are doing only marine. So now we are planning that with tie-ups with other CSIR institutes like NIRI and all, we hope to do integrated marine EIAs, like, because that is the need of the hour as per NABARD accreditation, that we should have the terrestrial and socio-economic aspects as well. So we are trying to get into those things as well. To understand and improve the recovery rates of damaged coastal ecosystems which have immediate impacts on livelihood. We also hope to promote cross-disciplinary research to address issues of climate change, another hot topic. And we are strengthening our strategic partnership with industries, regulatory bodies and other stakeholders. We do a lot of projects for government bodies like MCGM, EPCB, MPCB, and we are often called to sit in a lot of committees, very important decision-making committees as well. Thank you. With this short presentation, I would also like to tell you we have 2 open days, which is on September 26th, which is the CSI Foundation Day, and January 1st, which is the NIO Foundation Day, on which we are geared up to open our labs to all visitors from outside. So I would also invite you all, Thakur College, the people of Thakur College to come visit us and maybe interact with us more closely. Thank you, and we are always available for you. Thank you very much.
About what kind of activities the Regional Center of Mumbai of NIO is conducting, and definitely we would like to be associated in more detailed way with your center so that our students as well as our teachers can be benefited for various kind of research related to the environment, the marine as well as in the vicinity. Definitely our IT department, zoology department, botany department and other departments are very keen to go ahead with certain kind of projects with your organization, and definitely we are looking forward that we are going to have a backbone support from your institution where we are implementing the new education policy, where we are looking forward for various kinds of internship and research project programs at semester 5, 6, 7 and 8. So definitely we look forward to the very close association with every one of you. So thank you so much, ma'am, to give us the insight about the work which has been done by the regional center. And now to proceed with, we are going to have the overview of the IP workshop by Dr. Narsingh Thakur, the Senior Principal Scientist and Head and Patent Technology Cell of NIO Goa. Probably the key person who has been instrumental for various days to organize this particular workshop. Thank you so much, sir, for making it possible this morning with us. So dais is all yours.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, dignitaries on dais and all the participants who have joined through online mode, very good morning. So, this workshop is Management of Intellectual Property Rights. So, what are intellectual properties? Like we know properties like immovable properties, those are lands, plots, or houses. Then movable properties like car, vehicles, and third type of property is intellectual property. So which is a creation of human intellect. So we are having some idea, we are developing product or we are developing processes, and these are our intellectual properties. But if we don't protect these intellectual properties, then there is no use. Like how we protect our land, that is a immovable property, by registering them. Similarly, intellectual property also you have to register, and that's what we are going to learn today through this workshop. So Ministry of Culture, who is organizing various events in Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. So one of the events is organizing IPR awareness programs throughout the country. So our parent organization, which is Department of Scientific and Industrial Research and Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is CSIR, is organizing intellectual property awareness programs throughout country through various labs. Our 37 labs are conducting various programs of IPR awareness. And Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Government of India, has inaugurated this campaign, that is IP campaign or Bauddhik Sampada awareness campaign on 30th of June. And from that day onward, in July, complete month, we are organizing these events. Our CSR is organizing these events in collaboration with DSIR and Indian Patent Office throughout countries for awareness program. So similar event was conducted in Goa where more than 600 participants were there. We could reach to 600 participants. Those were faculties and students from Goa to give them awareness about patents, copyrights, designs, trade secrets, and overall how to protect intellectual property and how to manage intellectual property. So today this workshop we are organizing in collaboration with Thakur College of Science and Commerce. We are really grateful to them for giving us this opportunity in this college to organize, so that we are reaching out to more than 500 students and faculties from Mumbai. Our regional center, which is involved in research in oceanography. Just now you heard from my colleague Dr. Sonia, who is heading this center in Warsaw. So a lot of activities are there, and through this media or through this workshop, I'm also urging all the students who are attending this workshop, all the faculty members from Mumbai and other parts who are attending this workshop, please go through our website. Please try to connect to us, and you are welcome. We are there for all the necessary help which you would like to contribute in the field of oceanography. So basically there will be two lectures today. One is by Dr. Ramesh Gidwani, who is expert in pharmaceutical chemistry and also intellectual property. He will be talking about the patents. And then next lecture will be of Dr. Kapil Arya, who is a principal scientist of our Innovation Protection Unit, IPU CSR from Delhi. We will be talking about the copyrights, trademarks and trade secrets. So these two lectures will be there, and at the end we will be screening 3 short videos. One is of our research vessels, which is very interesting. It is very short video, but I would like you to see this video so that you will come to know how we are doing oceanography research in the sea by going on research vessels. Then a short video of our robotics program, marine robotics, and then marine biotechnology, because these two sectors are involved in technology development or the products or the processes. And just at the end there will be 5 minutes presentation. What are the career opportunities for the students, okay, in NIO, in Oceanography Institute in Goa and our 3 regional centers? How students can take benefit of our different activities for the PhD programs or the research projects as a project assistant and various other things. So with this brief overview, I would like to request our first speaker, Dr. Ramesh Gidwani. Before that we will introduce him, and then he can take over for patents. So whatever queries are there, whatever queries regarding the patents, copyrights, trademarks, at the end you can just put your queries in chat box, and then we will take those queries with the expert so that we can answer your questions. So thank you all, and thank you once again for joining this workshop through online mode. I think through online mode we are reaching to more people, and thanks to Thakur College for all the arrangements which you have done overnight, and this thing is happening now. Thank you all.
It was a nice gesture that we have come to know that what exactly we are going to have in future and how the speakers are going to enlighten us. Before we start with the invited talk, the first invited talk, there are 3 eminent scientists who are present amongst us from NIO. We would like to felicitate them. So may I kindly request Dr. Santosh Singh, the IQC coordinator, to felicitate all the 3 scientists from NIO Goa. May I request Dr. Abhay to please come forward. Thank you so much, sir, for making this possible this morning. May I request Dr. Uddhav to please come ahead. Extremely grateful, sir, to you for your gracious presence. And may I also request Dr. Rahul to please come up. Indeed, we are highly obliged with your gracious presence, sir, this morning with us. Thank you so much for making it all the way. Thank you so much, sir, Santosh sir, to do the honors. And yes, now we are going to proceed with the flow, where we are going to have an important talk on importance of the patents in scientific innovations by Dr. Ramesh Girvani. Before that, I would just like to give a very brief introduction. I'm saying a brief one because if I'm going to read out his biodata, I think one more session will be required. So sir, kindly excuse me, I have cut short the introduction because we are more interested to listen to your golden words regarding IPR. So with this, Dr. Ramesh Girvani, who is the doctorate in chemistry, he is also the postgraduate diploma having in patent law and practice. He is a registered patent agent. He has a very vast 42 years experience in pharmaceutical industry regarding IPR, analytical research, quality systems, drug designing, drug processing, etc. He has several international publications and 19 patents to his name. He is having a training and implementation of the quality guidelines. He is working as a freelancing consultant for IPR, research, industrial development, and many more. He is the founder of Ingenium Chem Pharma Solutions after his retirement from Teva Pharma India Private Limited in September 2018, and the journey continues. Sir, we are truly highly obliged with your gracious presence this morning. And now may I kindly request you to please take the dais to enlighten every one of us regarding the topic of importance of patents in scientific innovations. The dais is all yours.
Thank you for your kind introduction.
Sorry, just change the slides. Okay, so first of all, I am thankful to Dr. Thakur from NIO for inviting me, and also grateful to management of Thakur College of Science and Commerce for hosting me for this important event. And it's wonderful talking in front of such experienced scientists and also a large number of students who are taking this online. So we are talking of the importance of patents in scientific innovations. I mean, scientific innovation is the key to the progress for any country. So how do we communicate scientific innovations, or how do we use scientific innovations for the growth and prosperity of our country depends on us. So our contents today for this lecture is, we would look at what is intellectual property, then going into the intellectual property, what's a patent, why do we want to file the patents, advantages of patents versus publications, what are the criteria for patentability, and then what is the procedure for filing a patent, and what are the advantages of filing a patent. So these are going to be our topics. So as Dr. Thakur mentioned about the different types of property. See, when we talk of property, we would say non-movable property and movable property. So movable property, say it's for example your car, your watch, any of your belongings. It's a movable property and you are the owner. You can do what you like with that property. You can gift it, you can lend it to somebody, he or she can use it. Then comes the immovable property like land and assets, your apartments, factories, everything. So these are immovable properties. You can use it as you like, you can lease it out, you can rent it out, register in your name and protect it. So finally we come to the third type of properties, which is intellectual property. So what is intellectual property? Which comes from the intellect. So that means the creations of the human mind, the human intellect. That's what is the intellectual property. Now going to the intellectual property, we have several categories. So there are 4 categories in intellectual property: patents for inventions, then we have trademarks, copyrights. Copyrights relates to the literary, artistic creations, and finally the geographical indications. So I would be only focusing on patents for invention. So what is a patent? Patent is a statutory right granted by the government to inventor or applicant or the maybe more than one inventor for their invention. So, and it is granted in lieu of sufficient disclosure. What does that mean? Sufficient disclosure is that you describe your invention, what is the purpose of invention, and what is the industrial application of that, and how do you work the invention. That means a real example. So when you give all these details, government grants you a patent. It's a territorial right. What do we mean by territorial right? Means if you want a protection for your invention in one country, you apply for a patent in that country. For example, if you have an invention and you want a patent in India, you apply to the Indian Patent Office. So now the protection you get is limited to only India because you have applied for this protection in India. If you want protection in US, you have to apply in US. You want a protection in Japan, you have to apply in Japan. So that's one thing. It's a territorial right, very, very clear. So if you have an invention in India and you are not applied for protection in US, there is no protection available. Protection is granted for a limited period of time. So like when you buy a property, it's on your name for throughout your life or as long as the property is there. But this intellectual property, or when we come to the patents, it's for a limited period of time, and it's 20 years from the date of application of patent. Okay? So you understand that as we would go through this process, grant of patent itself takes couple of years. Especially in pharma industry, it could take even more than 5-6 years. So which means your protection started from the date of application, but by the time the company got a patent, it's 5 or 6 years or even more are already over. So which means the company has got only remaining say 14 or 15 years to exploit it commercially. And finally, it's a negative right. So, so this is something very peculiar, that it's a negative right. So we will understand what is this negative right. See, what's a positive right? Positive right is like when you have your own house, you use it. Okay. But here patent gives you a negative right. It allows you to prevent third party without your authorization from making it, manufacturing it, using it, offering for sale, selling, importing, distributing, licensing. So that means if it is your invention, no one can use it without your permission. If somebody is using without your permission, you can sue them in a court of law and take the damages also. So that's a negative right compared to what we are used to is a positive rights. So what was the reason for this negative right and not positive right? See, what happens is the patent is usually a incremental innovations. Suppose somebody invented a watch first time. Okay? So now that right, negative right, gives the inventor not to allow others to manufacture that watch. Okay? And then there will be an inventor B who improvise this watch with something different. Like for example, came out with a waterproof watch. Instead of ordinary watch, they came out with a waterproof watch. So now the waterproof watch and the original manufacturers have to collaborate to make this, because the original patent for the watch belong to inventor A and the B one is this. So that is how the negative right works with the incremental inventions. Now, another thing is that patent is not an absolute right. So there are exceptions that even for a patented inventions which others can use. The most common is a government use. Tomorrow if there is an epidemic and government wants to use it for the benefit of larger population, they have a right to use the patented invention. They can do importation or manufacturing by or on behalf of government. Experimental purpose or research purpose. Now this is the most important. Say for example, a pharma company invented a new drug, and now this, as we know, that this patent will be valid for 20 years. Okay. Now process for manufacture of active also is protected by a patent, so it will be valid for 20 years. So after 20 years, when the patent expires, this information is free for all. So anybody can use the information given in patent document and start making it. Now to prepare for those generic drugs, the other manufacturers will start using this in their lab. That means for experimental purpose, they can make that drug in the lab while the patent is valid. So this is the most important thing, exception, experimental purpose and research purpose, and also for teaching purpose. So now for like your college, Thakur College of Science and Commerce, if you want to use something for teaching purpose, some invention, it is okay. So because that is an exception. And then distribution of drug or medicine by government in dispensaries, hospital, rendering public health services. Then used for foreign vessels, aircrafts or vehicles which have temporarily or accidentally come India. Now what happens, somebody, you have a protection for an invention in India, and there was a foreign vessel or aircraft which they were using these inventions while they were not in India, because your invention is covered only in India. But by accidentally or something, if they have come to the Indian territories, so that exception is allowed. So now type of patents. Coming to the types of patents, basically two types, product patent and process patent. So again, what is product and what is process? Product is any product. For example, watch. I gave you an example of watch. A watch is a product. So the original patent for the manufacture for the watch, because watch is a product. Now for one product, there could be hundreds of processes for making that. So there will be different process patents. So an invention that consists of a new method or process of making a known product or new alloy. That's a process patent. So always remember, even in pharmaceuticals, for one active pharmaceutical, one drug, there will be 10, 20, 30 processes. Product is one. For example, paracetamol. You will have 20 manufacturing processes. So one can manufacture by a different. Once the product patent is expired, you are allowed to make that by new process, more efficient process, and get a patent on that. That's a process patent. Now coming to the basic question, why do we want to file the patents? And this is very important for the scientific community, students, researchers, because we always have an option of publishing our scientific findings. That is what most of our students, scientific communities does. Publish it. It's an easier way, no hassles. easy to understand. The advantage is it provides incentives to individuals or inventors for their creativity. How? Like if you have a industrial invention, which is marketable, you will be approached by many industries, and you can start earning royalty on the sales, which can be a very, very big income. And understand that in case of publication, you don't get anything. I mean, you get a name, yes, you have a publication in a very good journal, and it's counted for getting the research grants. But when, besides that, there is no other motivation. So incentives encourage innovation, which in turn enhances quality of human life. The most important thing is avoids duplication. How? Because understand that a patent can be only one patent can be granted for that invention. While in case of publication, there could be 10 labs or 15 labs working on the same thing, and everything will get published. It can get published simultaneously, some before, some after, different journals, because you all were working simultaneously. But when it comes to the patents, only the first patent gets published or granted, others one, because there is novelty is lost. As we'll see, what are the criteria for patentability. So that is why it says it avoids duplication or reinventing the wheel. Like when you read the patent document, it's a treasure house of scientific inventions. You know, it tells you the history of that invention. What was the problem and how did it start and how did they arrive at this solution. And as we said, it's granted in lieu of sufficient disclosure by the patent office. Now let's look at the comparison between publication versus patent. As I said, publication is preferred by researchers, while the patents are not preferred, because procedure for patenting is little more complex and is not well understood. But patents give protection to your invention and possibility of high monetary benefits. And publication advantage, it's not territorial. Once you publish it, it is accepted all over the world. But patents are territorial. That means you have to file in each country. Publication, it remains there for lifelong. No renewals required, no renewal fees required. But for patents, you have to keep renewing till 20 years to get the protection. Then suppose you publish it, then you cannot patent it because novelty is lost. That creates a problem. So the strategy should be first file a patent application, wait for some time, and then publish it or present in a conference, but not other way around. Now just want to add something more. There is a global innovation index which measures different countries on the innovation. So in current year 2022-23, India's rank was 40 as compared to rank of 81 in 2015. So India is really making a lot of progress in the innovation because of the infrastructure, because of the awareness, because of the ecosystem existing in country, startup ecosystem. CSIR labs are in the forefront for filing patents. Now, basic criteria of patentability. So there are 3 criteria of patentability. It should be novel, it should be non-obvious, and industrial application. And there are exceptions what cannot be patented as per Indian Patent Act. Those are listed in section 3 and section 4 of the Patent Act. We will see into that. Now, what's novelty? The first requirement for a invention must not be published in India or elsewhere. Its prior public knowledge or prior public use within India claimed before in any specification in India. So first of all, there should be no publication or patent of your invention anywhere in India. We are talking of India. And there should be no prior public knowledge or prior public use within India. So for example, suppose you invented a new solar pump, just for example, and you demonstrated this in an exhibition. And now if you want to file a patent, you cannot file because it's the public knowledge. Or for example, forget the demonstration, you just published pamphlet that I have a new solar pump and you have not filed a patent application. So invention is no more novel. Which means that when you have an invention, it should be confined to your boundary only. So only the team of scientists knows this, or the responsible. You cannot share with anyone. If you have to share with anyone, you have to have a confidentiality draft agreement, whether it is an IPR person or whoever, if you're sharing it. Because otherwise, once it comes in public domain, then it's no more a novel thing. So one has to be very, very careful if you have something new. Because if you lose the novelty, it is not patentable. So now there are some more criteria here given. Novelty is assessed on the basis that subject of the invention is not anticipated. So novelty means new compared to prior art. So what is prior art? Prior art is what is existing. For example, I mean, you look for a watch. Again, I am giving a example of watch because it's a common thing which students can understand. Now you have a watch where you keep changing the straps of the watch. Say one day you want to wear a black strap, one day you want to wear a pink strap, and one day you want to wear other color straps. So now, so that's okay. But now if you believe, again, how is it going to mute? I'm not touching, I'm just doing the arrows. So now we were talking of the straps of the watch. Now Apple has come out with an invention where you don't have to change the strap. With the change in some energy, you can change the color of the strap. So you just wear a watch and today you like a blue strap, it becomes blue. Tomorrow you like a pink strap, it becomes, so that's an invention. So that is the invention compared to prior art. Because earlier you had to change the strap. Now that's just one strap, you keep changing the color. So that is what is new compared to the prior art. For an invention to be patentable, it must be different from all published articles, known techniques and marketed products. The invention must not already have been made available to public when filing of the application for a patent takes place. This I told you. You cannot show it in a public, you cannot advertise, you cannot distribute folders, you cannot give an advertisement in newspapers, or even you cannot write to the government authorities that I have a new solar pump and I want some grant. So you are describing your invention. In simple words, if someone else knows about or use the invention before the patent applicant applies for a patent, then the patent applicant will not be eligible for a patent. Anticipation is considered as a parameter for rejecting or invalidating a patent, since it signifies the invention that is claimed lacks novelty. So it kills the novelty. So any information you divulge to outside people for the invention, it kills the novelty. No, it's okay. Anticipation by previous publication, we said previous communication to government, public display, anticipation by public working, anticipation by, again it's becoming, why is it becoming mute? Why is it becoming mute again and again? Now okay, I unmuted it. Excuse me, just I can call somebody. This okay, is called the slide mode.
This page?
No. Down.
Where is it?
Yeah. That's good.
Fine?
Yeah. Okay. Now the second requirement for patentability is non-obviousness. That means invention must have an inventive step. So what was the inventive step we saw? We saw the Apple Watch coming with a strap which changes colors by its own. So that's an inventive step. So it's not obvious, it's non-obvious. A skilled person must identify the inventive step from the prior art. So in the prior art here we said we have to change the strap, but invention is now you don't have to change the strap, but you get all the colors. And one should be able to differentiate between the prior art and invention. Finally, the most important part is the industrial application. I think again it's becoming mute. Why is it becoming mute? I mean, every time it's becoming mute by its own. Some problem.
It's normal now, sir.
Yeah, normal, but I mean, I just use the arrows, it becomes mute.
Okay. It might be something over there. We'll check. No.
So an invention must be useful and have an industrial application. So if you have an invention and there is no industrial use of it, then you may not be able to get a patent, because it's not for anything theoretical. It has to be a application. It has to be a use in the industry. Then only you can get a patent. So patentable subject matter. Any article, apparatus or machinery or its component. It's not changing from there, I think now. It's not changed there. Yeah, it's changed, but it's not changing. Full screen में हाँ अभी है अभी आ गया नहीं ठीक है ठीक है So what is a patentable subject matter? We said it is a product or process, we said. So any article, apparatus or machinery or its component. any substance, whether living or non-living product, pharmaceutical product, all can be patented. Any composition of matter, pharmaceutical products, any process, manner or art of manufacture, all these are patentable subject matter. So now again for an example, I'm just giving you a example of watch because it can be clearly understood, instead of giving a pharmaceutical process, So because it should not happen that we always think of pharmaceutical, anything in this world is patented. Like here in this your studio, from cameras to laptop, everything is a patentable. Mobiles. So now if you see this, Rolex has been a leading watchmaker. You'd be surprised that they have almost 2,300 patents on the watches. So imagine now in this watch, what all can be patented. So you would have the hands, you would have the date format, you have the the motion machinery. If you go to the next slide, now you see. So each of this, now this is a Liga wheel in Rolex watch. So everything, the material they use, the special alloys, the waterproofing. So now if you see some of the examples I am giving you, Rolex watch components, oyster steel, which is a special alloy produced by Rolex since 1985. So they claim it retains its brilliance and beauty in all circumstances once it is polished. So you don't need to do it. So imagine that's an invention. Chromalight display, which is white under sky but blue under darkness. Under the most darkness you could read the time. Then most of us would not know that a watch has a shock absorber. We have heard of shock absorbers in vehicles, but in this Rolex watch there is something called Paraflex shock absorber for movement. So these are the components which are patentable. So that means everything we are using in common
Yeah. I don't know, some problem.
No?
So protection by patents, an invention cannot be commercially made, used, distributed or sold without owner's consent. That we saw the negative rights. Patent rights are usually enforced in courts, and courts can also declare a patent invalid. So now this is something, suppose I have got a patent for my invention and somebody, my competitor, finds that this patent was wrongly obtained. That means it did not have novelty. There was a something which was existing. The patent office did not know. So they can file a case in the court and the patent can become invalid. So that's a lot of legal battle. Filing the patent is just the first step. Obtaining the patent and protecting it throughout the life is a long journey. So now, as I told you in the beginning, that Section 3 and Section 4 of the Indian Patent Act gives some of the headings which are the non-patentable inventions. So frivolous or fabricated invention. What is that? Some example, for example, perpetual machine which gives you more than 100% energy. Theoretically it is not possible. Any motor will work out 30, 40, 50% efficiency. If somebody claims my motor gives you 100% efficiency, that's a fabricated invention. Now, an invention that violates public morality or causes a serious threat and prejudice to human, animal or plant life. Violates public morality. What can be an example? A gambling machine. it's against the public moral. So you can't get a patent for a gambling machine. Serious threat and prejudice to human, animal or plant life. So like, something, biological warfare. Mere discovery of a scientific principle or theory that is abstract. So for example, what theory? I mean, most common, you can say Newton's law. You cannot patent it. It's a scientific principle. Mere discovery of a new substance. I mean, you found a new substance which has no applications. You cannot. An invention which is done by mere rearrangement or duplication of existing knowledge or devices. Now, what could be a common example? For example, a umbrella with a fan. I mean, two devices are independent. I mean, umbrella gives you protection, fan is giving you air. So 1 plus 1 is only 2. 1 plus 1 is not becoming 3. There's no advantage. There's no synchronization from a combination of umbrella with a fan, Or similarly, you can have a bucket with lamp. Bucket is filled with water, a lamp gives you light. That's it. So the two devices cannot be patented. Combination of two devices. A method of agriculture or horticulture. So suppose you want to enrich your soil by some microorganisms, that cannot be patented. Any process of treatment of humans, animals and plants, For example, the process of cleaning dentures or cleaning your teeth or any surgery, that cannot be patented. A method of mathematics, business or algorithms. Atomic energy inventions. That is something as per Atomic Energy Act of India. None of the atomic energy inventions. So that means nothing on metals like plutonium, radium, thorium, nothing can be patented. So these are some of the exceptions. Now, coming to what does patent contain, a patent document. There is a way how will you describe a patent. So these are the something. First will be the title and preamble. Okay, title you will give, for example, if you had to give a title for the watch, so you would give the automatic changing of color strap of the watch. And prior art. In the prior art, you will say that earlier we were changing the straps and now we have this. So you will give all the inventions before that and what is your this thing. And then we would talk of drawbacks in prior art, efforts or solutions to drawbacks. So what efforts did we make to overcome the challenges? Summary of the invention, statement of the invention, detailed description of the invention, detailed description with reference to drawings, examples, claims. So these are the contents of patent in India, which is you have to give under each heading. So coming to the general procedure for obtaining a patent, filing of patent application, which can be hard copy as well as electronic. We have both the options. Now once you file a patent, it remains confidential. No one knows. It is published only after 18 months. So after 18 months, it is published in patent register, which can be read by everybody. So now once it is published, there would be your competitors who may oppose it. Then you have to submit a request for examination. It is examined by patent office. They would either grant it or refuse it. Then they would publish publication of grant of patent, and then there could be also a post grant opposition. Means once the patent is granted, still somebody can oppose it, and then that's a decision by Controller General of Patents. So this is the graphical chart of filing of application, provisional application, filing complete specification. So this is the request for examination within 48 months. So overall, you can see the, once it is published after 18 months, so overall process of grant of patent could take between 3 years to 5 years from the date of application. Now, in India, we have 4 patent offices. One is in Chennai, Bombay, New Delhi and Kolkata. So now, if you are staying in Maharashtra, you have to file a patent in Mumbai office. So that's the jurisdiction of patent offices this slide shows. If you are in staying in Andhra Pradesh, you have to file in Chennai office. Or if you are in Haryana, you have to file in New Delhi. So this jurisdiction is very important. And finally, coming to the patent cost, So now patent cost for each thing, for application, for grant of patent. So now the government has given lot of incentives to, first is to the individual inventors and small entities. So now, for example, application fees for the grant of patent is 1600 for individual inventors and it is 4000 for small enterprise, while for any large corporates it will be 8000. So see the difference. Similarly, for all other fees, for request for examination of patent application is 4000 for individual inventors, 10,000 for small entity and 20,000 for the others. So that's a cost part, and this is the form 1. Next few slides it shows the form 1 which has to be filled, all the details for filing a patent application. So I think I'll not go into the details. I mean, you have to see, you have to fill all the details, category of the person, whether it's individual, startup, and then the names of the inventors, their nationality, country of residence, address, title of the invention, and if you are filing through a authorized patent agents, details of the authorized patent agent, address for service of applicant in India, and then declaration, signatures of the inventors, and these are the all the declarations, and that's the fees paid by it. With that, I think I would like to end my talk. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for giving me opportunity to talk on this subject. Thank you.
It was indeed a in-depth knowledge about what exactly the patent is, what are the types of the patent, how you're going to file the patent, why it is important that the patent should be filed, and what kind of benefits one is going to get. That is not going to be only the personal level, but it is going to be even at the national or maybe at the international level, where your property rights can be protected and that can be used effectively and efficiently for creation of the new things. In lieu with this, we are also going to have a presentation by Dr. Kapil Arya. He is going to give us the talk on overview of the other IPRs with copyrights, trademarks and designs. But before we start the presentation, I would like to introduce Dr. Kapil Arya. Again, we are going to have a very short introduction because we are more interested to listen to him and listen to his golden words, that what he is going to talk to us about the other types of the IPR properties. Dr. Kapil Arya is the Principal Scientist, Innovation Protection Unit, CSIR, Ministry of Science and Technology. He is PhD and Postdoctoral Fellow, Synthetic Bioorganic Chemistry. He has done his PG Diploma in IPR Management. He has about 45 international research papers and 3 patents to his credits. He has a vast experience of 15 years regarding the IPR and patent filing. He has drafted and submitted more than 400 plus patent applications. He has reviewed 500 plus international patents, which is going to be based on the patentability assessment, the integration analysis, and the other kind of litigations. So we are going to have a presentation by Dr. Kapil Arya, who is a renowned person in the field of IPR. So sir, may I kindly request you to please take the podium. The dais is all yours.
Today we discuss about a new form of IPR other than patent. So other are the related to the trademark, design, copyright. So as we know, the intellectual property having the several arms like the trademark, copyright, designs, and GI, etc. And these IPR also having governed by the some rules and acts, and we have to renew each and every IPR in particular years. So just like in the patent have the maximum protection 20 years, and we have to renew every years, and the patent is governed by the Patent Act 1970. Same the trademark have lifelong protection, and after 10 years we have to renew the trademarks, and it is governed by the Trademark Act 1999. Same the design having the 15 years lifelong protection, 15-year protection, and after 10 years we have to renew the same for the next 5 years, and it's governed by the Design Act 2000. Same the copyright have lifelong protection or a 60-year protection in case of the death of author, and renewal is not necessary, and it is governed by the Copyright Act 1957, and GI is also a form of IPR, and it is also having the lifelong protections, and we have to renew after 10 years, and it is governed by the GI Act 1999. So this is a portfolio IPR in India in form of copyright, patent, trademark, GI, design, semiconductor IC layout design, and the protection of the plant variety and the farmer right acts also. This is also one form of IPR in India. So first we take about the trademark. Trademark is the trade plus marka. So the marker which is used for the trading purpose, which is known as a trademark. Trademark is just like our visiting card. Same like the visiting card tell us about the reputation about us. Same the trademark tell us about the image of the company. What is the marker which we use for the trading purpose known as the trademarks. These are the related to the branding, because the branding and the trademark are very key to success in our business in the global markets. So this is the best example of trademark. This is the best example of trademark is the Coca-Cola. As we know, the Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola discovered as a relief of headache in 1886 in Pemberton. After that, he sold their company to the Cadler. And the Cadler, the business strategy, make the Coca-Cola is number one beverage company in the worldwide sector. And he released the advertisement of the Coca-Cola in eve of Valentine's Day. So he keep in our mind that youth can be a potential market. And so that the business strategy of the Cadler make the Coca-Cola is number one company in the beverage sector right now. So what is the trademark? Trademark is the kind of visiting card that promote the image of company, and it's the range of the goods and service. Same a sign that distinguishes the good or service produced or sold by one enterprises from the other enterprises. Same the trademark is a marketing tools, is a source of revenue through licensing. We can generate a license revenue from the licensing of the trademark, and it is a very crucial components of the franchisee agreement. Same that it is useful for obtaining bank or a third party finance or a valuable business assets. For the trademark, through the trademark, we can obtain the finance from the bank. If our company have the good reputations in market, so anybody can give us the loan or a finance, or anybody can do the finance of our trades. Same, the purpose of the or a function of trademark is they provide the assurance that goods are of a certain quality and that having particular consistency. Same, they assist the consumer in the market decisions about the purchase of the goods. For the just like the example of Apple have a certain quality and consistency in the market of the market of the phone sector. Same just like the Samsung, Apple or MI, all these have a very having the certain quality and consistency and assure that goods are a very good quality or not. And they assist also consumer in making the decision about the purchase of goods. For example, one side is the logo of Apple and one side the logo of MI phone. So the consumer can see that the Apple is a much better than the MI. So it assists the consumer into making the decision about the purchase of the goods. Same, this is the history of the trademark. The trademark is a story of the long back of the 60 year, and there is a six amendment is there. And in India, first the Trademark and Merchandise Marks Act come under existence in 1958, and after that the Trademark Act come under existence in 1999. According to this act, the definition of the trademark expanded and the service mark introduced, and there is a multi-class filing is allowed, and the registration and the renewal period increased up to 10 years. Same the trademark in 2010 amendment, there is a Madrid protocols come into force for the filing the trademark application in foreign jurisdictions. Same the notice of opposition period changed to the 4 months. Same the another amendment come under existence in 2013-14. So all this thing amendment is going on. So there is a logo of we use in trademark R registered in the circle and the TM. R is the denoted for the registered trademark, and TM for the trademark which we have applied for the registrations, yet not registered. So if we not registered our products, in that case the common law of action will be applied, and there is a passing of action also applied, and the burden of proof of onus of proprietor. Same which once we have registered the trademark, same in that case the statutory remedy according to the Trademark Act 99 and 2017, and give the damages to the person who is an infringer of our trademarks. Same the infringing and passing of both can be applied in the registered trademark, and in case of the registered trademark, the onus on third party, not a proprietors. So this is the benefit. So benefit of the registration is the prima facie evidence of right in marks, and through the registration in some case the entitle the prevention of use of marks even in class other than those protected. For example, the trademark filing is restricted to the particular class. There is a 45 class. In class first to 35 is a service class, and after first to 35 is the good classes, and 35 to 45 denoted for the service classes. So it is a restricted trademark file registration is restricted to the only a particular class. Registration of the custom was notice mandate a mark to be registered, or a police insist on the registration of mark enforcing the rights to the customer of the search and seizure operation. Same the take down the notice available on the social networking website require the registration details also. So this is the example. There is a several type of the trademarks, and we can see that it creates the image of product in the mind of consumers, like the Hutch logo, Coca-Cola, or a Spritz, or a Gillette, Mastercard, Champagne, McBay. All these are the trademark logo, and through this all these things we identify the goods and their origins also, and it's also serve the guarantee of unchanged quality of their goods, and it is also a marketing and a advertisement devices also. So this like in the medical sector, like the aspirin, Sonorid, Abote, all the Mediford and medical devices, all these are the logo of the trademarks. Same when we go for the design. So in this picture there is a this is a car, and this is the design of car. Design law act applicable where there is a aesthetic value. So the shape of car having the aesthetic value, so it is not a subject matter of trademark filing, it is a subject matter of design filing, because in this car this is the aesthetic value, appearance value, so this is the subject matter of the design filing. Same, this is the engine, because the car have engine. So how the engine working, the principle of the working of engine is not a subject matter of trademark filing, it is a subject matter of patent filing. Patent means this is a tangible product, and how the engine is working, what is the efficiency in having the engine compared to the other ones, what is the technical advancement of this engine. So this is a subject matter of the patent filing, this is not a subject matter of trademark filing. But the logo of this one is also, this is the subject matter of either trademark filing or a copyright filing. So either we can file the trademark or we can file the copyright. We cannot file the trademark and copyright in the both in the same things. So logo is a subject matter of only subject matter of trademark filing or a copyright filing. Same when we impart a logo in on a paper, it is also an example of the trademark. Same the baker marks. Some in the bakery sectors, they put a logo in the bread. So this is also an example of the trademark. So first trademark registered in Britain in 1383 in the Bass is a beverage sectors, and the concept of the legal protection also merged in 1882 in Britain. So there is several classes in trademark filing. One, as I told you, that class 1 to 34 related to the goods sectors, and 35 to 45 related to the service class. And the registration of the trademark or a filing of the trademark is restricted to only a particular class. For example, if I have filed the trademark application only one class, anybody can file the application in other class, and it is only registered to the other one also. So if you think that your product having the have passed the any different type of the class or a service classes, you can file multi-class application for the one trademark applications. So there is a different type of the class. For example, if you have any software, and that software is also applicable for the also applicable in the education sector, so you have to file two type of the multi-class filing. You same trademark you have to file in class 8 as a software. Same you have to file the trademark application in class 42 in the education sector. So multi-class filing of the trademark is also possible. So there is a different type of the trademark. First one is the product mark. Product mark means the products. In this trademark application, one is the product, which is the distinguished service from one to another one, like the Amul, the Taste of India, Nestle, Band-Aid. All these are having the products, and these are having the specific trademark. Service marks which provide the service, like the Air India. Air India give the aviation sector service. So Air India is come under class of the service mark. Medanta Med City, this is a medical service. Apollo Hospital, this is also a hospital medical services. Apollo Pharmacy, this is also a drug come under to service the drug sectors. Max Healthcare. So all these are a logo of the service marks. Collective marks. Collective marks, the best example of collective mark is VI. Vodafone and Idea come together and make a collective mark VI. So this is the example of the collective mark. Same the Tata Sons. Tata Sons is the collective marks which are the group of company, and in this logo they distinguish the goods and service by member of association. Benchmarks. This is also these are the example of the collective marks. Certification marks, like the certification ISI, Good Housekeeping, Wool marks, certified ISO 9001. So these are the these marks are used for the certification purpose. Safe marks, safe of the chocolate, safe of the bottle of the Coca-Cola, safe of car. This is also a subject matter of trademark filing. Here you can see this is the bottle. If the bottle is specify used for the selling of the Coca-Cola product. In that case only it is a subject matter of filing the trademark. If in the bottle there is a no marker, so in that case it's having the static value. So at that time it is a subject matter of design filing, not a trademark filing. But when we impart a particular logo in that bottles and it is solely sell the particular product in that bottle, so that time it is a subject matter of trademark filing. This bottle is only used for the selling the Coca-Cola, so it is a subject matter of Coca-Cola trademark filing. Otherwise, if there is a no logo on this bottle, it is a subject matter of design filing. Safe of chocolate, it is also a subject matter of the trademark filing. Patterns marker. The marker consists of the pattern which are capable of identify the goods and service as originating from the other one. It is also a subject matter of trademark filing. Sound marker, like when we open our computer, it's give a particular sound, so it is a subject matter of trademark filing. When in the sound Jan Gunman, when it is also a subject matter of sound marker. So particular Nokia tune is also a subject matter of trademark filing, because Nokia tune means it is a trademark purpose of the particular things of the Nokia. If the particular tune is not applicable for the particular things, then it is a subject matter of copyright filing. But it is a specify used for by the Nokia. So in that case, it is a subject matter of trademark filing in the sound marks. Same the Doordarshan sound. It is also a subject matter of trademark filing. So trademark can be your word, trademark can be device, trademark can be color, trademark can be texture or a smell, it can be graphics or a sound or even a shape also. So in the picture of the chocolate, you can file a different type of the trademark applications, like the texture, like the color of chocolate, like the packaging of chocolate, like the shape, like the label and devices, or how you write this one word Toblerone. This is also a subject matter of trademark filing. So there is a multi-class filing you can in a single chocolate. So the marker which is not registrable are the first one is the likely to deceive or cause confusions. It is not a we cannot register that marker. A marker comprising or containing the scandalous or obscene matter is not a trademark filing. We cannot trademark file. Likely to hurt or religious sentiments, or use is prohibited under our emblem or a name. Prevention of the improper use, Act 1950. For example, the Indian national flag, name of national leader, Satyamev Jayate, etc. We cannot file the trademark application for the same. So there is a difference between registered trademark or a unregistered trademark. Unregistered trademarks we denoted R, and applying that unregistered trademark TM. So the benefit of the registered trademark is the registered, and it is unregistered is unregistered, denoted with R, registered, and unregistered is TM. In case of infringement, if anybody infringe our product, that case the all legal proceeding of registration of the trademark will be prima facie validity for the trademark in case of registered. Otherwise, there is a common passing law of action will be applicable in the unregistered trademarks under section 135. So when we design any trademark when we design any marker for the trading purpose, in that time we have to keep in our mind that our marker should be very stronger, so that nobody can infringe in that one. For example, same times our marker should be very unique and fanciful. like the Nike, Pepsi, Kodak, Xerox. So all these are the unique and they're having the fanciful images. The word and devices that are the arbitrary in nature. For example, the camel. Camel is the animal, but it is not a animal. This is a logo which is used in the some clothing sector. Same like the mango. Mango is the fruit, but mango is not a trademark for the fruiting purpose, but it is a applicable as a clothing sector. Same the BlackBerry. BlackBerry used for the phone. The BlackBerry is a trademark which is selling the phone. So, but the BlackBerry is just like a fruit. So, we have to choose the word for the trading purpose such like that is the arbitrary in nature. Same, the marker should be easy to remember like the Band-Aid, PayPal, Coca-Cola, Dunkin' Donuts. So, when we drafted the create the trademarks, so it is easy to remember. Same times your trademark is a very descriptive in nature like that Hansaplast, Timex, one words, etc. But we should avoid the generic mark like the battery, like the chocolate. So we should avoid such type of the marker when we design for the marker for the trading purpose. So your marker can be number of word, combination of logo or a combination of word and marker. There is when we design any marker for the trading purpose, we have to search for thoroughly through internet or a industry specific or a domain specific also, and we have to search the specification of goods and service in respect of the marker is to be used. So for the designing of the trademarks selection, we use we not use the generic term like the chair to sell the chair, or we have to not use the descriptive term like the sweet to sell the chocolate. Same the descriptive tools means terms like the orivula or a pure wool for 100% synthetic materials, and we avoid the marker and term which are the contrary to the public morality, or we don't use the flag, immoral bearing, official hallmark emblem without a legal authorizations. So in the trademarks selection, we should keep in our minds your marker should be very arbitrary, just like a Apple for computers, Sunny for heaters, Camel for clothing sectors. Okay, and it's having the distinguished marker inherently like the Kodak, and it is easy to remember, and in the there is no legal restriction or a reason for rejection. For example, we should avoid the confusing marker like the Twitter. Twitter is a well-known or having a very good reputation in social media sector, social media platform. But when we apply for the marker like the Twitter, so the Twitter and Twitter both having the confusing to or is similar to existing one. In that case, we should avoid the word of Twitter when we design for the any creation of the social media platform. When we generate when we design any social media platform and come into the market, so we just avoid these things which are confusing or is similar to the existing one. Another thing is that when we design our logo or for the trading purpose, first we file the trademark application in black and white, because black and white having the broader aspects. If, for example, if I have designed any logo for the trading purpose and I have filed that trademark application in green logo, so anybody can file the same logo in yellow color. But when I file the trademark application in black color, in that case the black colors cover the all colors, so it's having the broader aspects. So big company like the Starbucks, FedEx or Apple's, the first logo they have registered for the trademark purpose is the black and white, so that anybody cannot be infringing that one. For if the Apple first logo is released by the in red color, so anybody can file the application in yellow color with the name of same Apple. So it is a very confusing too. So it is a damage. So damages will not be given to the Apples. So the registering a design marker in black and white without a color claims generally provide a broader rights and more flexibility in use. Without a color claim, the trademark owner is free to use any color or a no color at all to support the registrations. So this is the requirement for the trademark filing. We need only the applicant details, user informations, trademark representations, and in case of logo device, a description of the marker is also required. And we use the good and service details also. And the fees for filing trademark application is 9,000 rupees for particular class. If we have to file the same trademark application in 2 classes, that time we have to pay the fees 18,000 rupees, 9,000 for per class. So this is the flow chart of trademark application. As moment we need the form of trademark application, technical summary including the logo, marker, certification mark, etc. And power of attorney if there is a joint application or a trademark class which we have introduced, and justification for the registration of marker. When we file the trademark application, the trademark office immediately issue the official receipt. After the formality check, examination will be automatically going on, and then based on the examination, your trademark application can be accepted or objected. If objected, they issue the examination report, trademark office, and after based on the replies of the trademark offices, they decided your logo is subject matter for the trademark file and trademark granting or not. If your trademark is accepted, then they published your trademark in journal, and there is an open window for notice for opposition, and after that there is a no opposition, your trademark is registered, and you have to renew your trademark application for every 10 years. So this is the application form, and this is the publication procedure. When the registrar finds the mark to be acceptable, the mark published in trademark journal, and the mark is open for the opposition for period of 4 months. For anybody can oppose your trademark applications, and there is a no oppositions, the mark would be then proceed for the registrations. So ground of your trademark examination is absolute ground or a relative grounds. Absolute ground, your trademark is distinguished or a descriptive, your quality, and it is not having against the public morality and etc. And relative ground is a prior registrations or a application dates or a prior in term of use or a identical or a similar or a prior application, etc. So these are the example, like the trademark, like the Colgate is a coined word, and same the Domino's Pizza is a arbitrary word, and they all having the inherently distinguished. Same the descriptive mark like the Sunglass Hut and Pizza Hut, these are the descriptive marks, and through this one we acquire the distinguishedness. Same the registration, so we calculate from the date of application, and it is valid for 10 years, and we have to renew after 10 years. And if we are failed to renew the trademark application, there is a provision for the restoration of our trademark application for 1 year. So there is a difference between unregistered and registered. If our trademark is registered, in that case there is a Trademark Infringement Act will be applied. If there is a not registered, in that case passing of required. In the provision section 29 of Trademark Act applied in the registered, and the general section 134 is applied for the unregistered trademark. In the case of unregistered trademark, anybody can unauthorized use of the registered trademark to deceive similarity in trademark infringement, but in passing off the misrepresentation of good or product to deceive the similarities there. So there is some example of infringement like the Mercury and McDonald. McDonald and Mercury both having the same confusing words. So McDonald filed a suit against the Mercury and they won the case. Same the Superstop versus Vinod Superstop. They both also having the same words and same in the marker. And as we know, the Superstop is a well-known marker. So these are very confusing and damages the value of the Superstop. So Superstop won the case. Same the Gujarat, Amul. Amul also very good in the dairy sectors. Someone opened the Amul cut piece center. So in that case, Amul filed the suit against the Amul cut piece center because Amul is a well-known marker, and Amul cut piece center, anybody can see, yeah, Amul cut piece center can be sold the Amul products. So it is not happen. So in that case, the Amul filed the suit against the Amul cut piece center, and same the Amul won the case. So there is a trademark rule in 2017. There is a 8 form having replaced by previously filed 75 form, and right now the granting of trademark application time is reduced from 7 years to only 7 months. Within the 7 months you get the trademark application, trademark registrations. So another thing is there is a well-known trademark. Some is the well-known trademark like the Apples. There is a big company which having the good reputation, so they file the well-known trademark application. There is a list of well-known trademark application, and fees for filing well-known trademark application is 1 lakh rupees. But you have to prove that your your marka is a well-known in country. So to determine the marka is well known, a registrar shall take accounts pertain to the provision which find the mention that your application is well known in particular jurisdiction, and the registrar may also invite the objection from the general public before determining the marka as a well known. So next is the industrial design. So as we know, the design also adding a commercial value and marketability of the product by making it a more attractive and appealing. So phone have specific design, fan also have a specific design. Same, they governed by the design law and Design Act 2000 and Design Rule in 2001, and which is amended in 2014. Design law also a territorial in nature, particular jurisdiction having the specific things. If you file the design law in design application in India, it is also applicable for the enforcement in India only. The individual application have to file in country for seeking protection of design, and India follow the first to file principle. The person who file the design application first is the subject matter for granting. This is the articles which is a subject matter for design filings. We can file the say features, configurations, pattern, ornaments and composition of lines and color as a design. And design not include the any mode or a principle of construction or anything which is the substance of a mechanical device, trademark or a property or any artistic work. It is a subject matter of copyright, not a design. So design of stamps, label, token, cards or a part of article not sold separately cannot be registration. But we can file the design application for idli. But there is a condition. If we sell the idli and the shape of particular idli is give the market potential, in that case only it is a subject matter of design filing. If this particular shape is not having the market potential, in that case it is not a subject matter of design filing, but that your design of the idli is having good market potential, and through the your design specific designs having your market potential, in that case this is the subject matter of design filing. Design of wristwatch, dress, generator, fastening device, headlight, all these are the subject matter of design filing. You can file the design application of textile patterns, snacks, etc. because they having the aesthetic value, means the visual appealing. Same the in this shape of the car, there is a several type you can file the design of headlight, design of tire, design of bumper without logo, because when the put the logo, in that case it is a subject matter of trademark filing. So without logo you can file the bumper of car as a design applications. Tail lights, side view mirrors, or car seat also, all these are the subject matter of design filing. Same, this is a design of your medals, design of cartons, or these are the subject matter of design filing. There is a the major design office in the Kolkata. You can file your design application in Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. So who can apply the design filing? A person claiming to be a proprietor of any new or a original design. In the case of design filing, your design file also having the novelty. Same the patent filing. As we know, the patent having the novelty. Without novelty, when you lose the novelty, you cannot file the patent application. Same, the design application should having the novelty. Novelty means your design application not previously published in any country or which is not contrary to the public order or a morality. So what cannot be registered? The design which is not in new or original, having disclosed in public in India or elsewhere by publication in tangible form, or using any other prior to filing, priority date, etc., and not significantly distinguished from non-designing or a combination of non-designing, or comprising or contain the scandalous matter or a options matters. There is an example of design filing. When we file the design applications, we have to give the cross-section view, upper view, side views, all these things. Representation sheet should be there, and detail of applicant will be there. So this is the example of representation sheets. So this is the example of suitcase. In the suitcase, we have to give the perspective view, front view, rear view, back view. All these are the we have to give to the design office for the registrations. And we put the one things that the novelty reside in their safe or configuration of luggage is only, as illustrated, and we are no claim in by virtue of this registration in respect of any mechanical or other action, because if you claim the mechanical part, it is a subject matter of patent filing. So in design filing, we are not claiming any registration in respect of any mechanical or a action. We no claim in made of virtue of registration or any right to exclusive use of word, letter, number or color combination we put in the luggage. So because when we put because all these things like the word, letters, number are the subject matter of trademark filing. And the last one, we just put the signature of applicants. And in the representation sheet, we show the side view, upper view, top view, bottom view, how it is having the different from the other known devices, and having the aesthetic value or a visual appealing. Same, this is the tire and the wristwatch. And requirement of the design filing is we have to put the entity status also, power of attorney in case of joint applications, priority date, and assignment date is also needed. So if your designs having the multiple embodiment, in that case the particular amendment we have to file the design application. For no provision for filing a multiple or a divisional design, just like in the trademark. When we in trademark application, we can file the multi-class trademark. A single trademark application can be filed in multi-class, but in case of design, we have to file the separate application for a particular design. This is the example, and this is the flow chart of design application. We need only form 24, and there is a representation sheets we needed, and statement about the design novelty we needed. And when we file the design application to design office, it is formality check and substantially examined by the design office. Okay. When we file the design application, it is a formality check and substantially examination by design office. If there is an objection, the design office issued the first examination report. After we file the response based on the examination report, the design office decide the fate of that application, either accept or produce the official hearing. On based on the hearing discussions, they can be granted or registered or not subject matter of registrations. After registration, they issue the certificate and publish in the official journal, and we have to renew in term of 10 years, but extendable further for 5 years. So registration is up to 10 years and renewable for next 5 years only. And restoration is also provision there within 1 year from the date on which the design registration is expired. So now next term is the copyright. So what is the copyright? Copyright is somehow different from the plagiarism. So in copyright, we can generate the revenue through the copyright. In the laboratory, we just create any literary work or a artistic work, or in laboratory we generate any flow chart, or we generate any lab report. We can file the copyright application for that one, and through this copyright application we can also generate a revenue. For example, in the copyright, the exclusive legal right to reproduce, publish, or sell or distribute the matter form of something new, like the artistic, literary, musical, and no one else may be use or a copy or alter the work without your permissions. If they use, this is a simple clear-cut copy case of the copyright infringement. So same just like in the patents, this is a negative rights, and in the copyright there is a one thing, is copyright is automatic or not? Yes. Since 1978, any new work created have a copyright protection as soon as they are in the tangible forms. So there is no need to file the copyright applications, but there is a benefit of the copyright registration is that when you file your copyright application for the registration, so or anybody can infringe that one, you can sue in the court. But if you are unable to file your copyright in the registrations, so you are unable to file the suit for that one. So does the copyright last forever? Yes, the work created after 1978 have the copyright protection until 60 years after the death of author or a lifelong. The work created between 1923 to 1978 have copyright protection for 98 years, and work created before 1923 is in public domain. So there is a different work, like the literary work is a subject matter of your copyright filing, dramatic work is also a copyright filing, even the musical work is also a copyright filing, even the artistic work, logo of a particular thing is also a subject matter of copyright. Even in the picture, in a cinematography or a sound recording is also a subject matter of copyrights. So in one poster, the script, songs, singer, costumes, lyric, music, all these are the subject matter of copyright filing. So the importance of copyright filing is, the first thing is that our main motive of the copyright work is, for example, if author cannot make a money, so he never writing, so most will not writing. So if the movie company cannot profit from movie, they will hire a very few actors. So through the copyright they generate the revenue. If the copyright exists but cannot be enforced, the above still happen eventually only, and the end result is that less creative contents and will not be accessible. So this is the importance of the copyrights. And the procedure for copyright filing is, when we file the copyright application to the Copyright Office Delhi in form of Form 14, immediately the examination will be proceed out, and if there is an objection, then within the timeline limit of the 30 days for the overrule of that objections, and as moment as when we send the response to the Copyright Office, they registered our copyrights. So the registration fees for the copyright application is only 500 rupees, not more than, and the timeline for the registration of copyright application is only 6 months. Within the timeline of the 6 months, you got the copyright certificates, and in the very few amounts, on the only 500 rupees. Through the copyright, you get the two type of the rights, economic right or a moral right. Economic right, you generate the revenue, like the publishing, performing, selling, distributing, or a hiring or licensing your work in the different form. And through the moral rights under section 57 means, which allow the author to take a certain action to preserve the personal link between himself and the work. So there is a different term of the copyright is lifetime of the author, and a 60 year in case of death of authors. So one example is right now also come under existence, the copyright versus copyleft. So there is a difference between copyright and copyleft. This is the best example of copyright is the Microsoft Windows. Windows you cannot be used without any proper authorizations. If you have used the Microsoft Office window with an unauthorized window, you can use, the Microsoft can sue in your court. But in case of Acrobat Reader you can freely download from websites and you can use. So the Acrobat Reader is the example of copyleft. There is no restriction for the using, but the Microsoft window having the copyrights, and nobody can nobody can be used the Microsoft window without authorization from the Microsoft. So there is a difference between the copyright versus copyleft. So in the copyleft, an arrangement where work may be used, modified and distributed freely without any authorization or a condition that anything derived from it bound by the same condition. But in the copyright, the exclusive legal right to use, copy and distributing to the creating work. And the logo used for the copyright is C, and in the copyleft, the logo used for the opposite of the C. So this is the workflow of copyright registration. Only we need the original copy of your literary work and the software. In case of software, we need the source code and object code. Only first 10 page and last 10 page we needed if your source code is greater than 20 pages. And only statement of authors and power of attorney in case of joint application, and justification of your proposed copyright. That's all we need for the copyright filing the copyright application. As moment as you file the copyright applications, you got the diary number, and after that examination will be done by the copyright office, and based on your copyright searching reports by the copyright office, they registered your copyright applications, and after that you get the copyright certificate within the timeline limit of 4 to 6 months only. So this is the certificate of your registration of copyright artistic works, and this is the certificate of the copyright for the other material, literary work and etc. So in this case, we can file different things. For example, this the bottle have the several type of other IPR, like we can file the trademark, we can file the copyright also for how to write the word Coca-Cola, and we can also file the design application in such case when there is no logo of Coca-Cola. And even we can file the patent also, because the formulation of Coca-Cola is a subject matter of patent filing. So this bottle of the Coca-Cola have a different type of the IPR. So in gist, when we see if there is a word, so word is only a trademark filing. If there is a label or packaging, in that case it is a subject matter of trademark filing or copyright filing. Or if there is any safe, so we can file the design application either, or we can file the copyright, or we can file the trademark. So it is depend upon the their markability. So the work is not protected by the facts, results, or a fact of discovery, or a government work created by government is not protected by the copyright. And there is no infringement in case fair dealing. Fair dealing means research or study, criticism or review, or reporting of news, or giving of a professional advice by the legal practitioner or a patent attorney. So how we use the legal use the copyright material in education, we are not completely restricted by the copyright law. There is a fair use policy through which we can use the copyright material for educational or a research purpose only. So this is the limitation of this one. We can use the in case of motion video media, we can use 10% to 3 minutes. In text we can use the up to 20 to 50 words, and in music we can use the 10% or a 30-second clipping, or in photo or images we can use the 10% or a 15 words. So this is our presentation. And second one is that copyright is somehow different from plagiarism, because the plagiarism is moral, is using someone else's work without giving the proper credit. A failure of cite adequately means the ethics violation. But in case of the copyright infringement means it is using someone else's creative works, which can include a songs, video, movie clipping, piece of visual arts, artistic works, etc. So the copyright infringement is the violation of law, and the plagiarism is the ethics violation only. So this is also an example of tea. So in cup of tea we can there is a several type of IPR, trademark there, geographical indication is also there, trade secret is also there, design is also there, patent we can also file, even the copyright we can also file as literary books about the history of tea, etc. A nice cup of tea, there is also a very good book in literary sectors. So there is a several type of IPR in a cup of tea. So this is all from my side. So this is thank you.
About what exactly are the various other forms of IPR other than the patent. You have talked about the validity of that IPR. You have given us the information about the trademark and the copyright, its applicability. You have given us the in detail process about the trademarking. You have also given us about the registration period and also how we are going to do all these processes. So indeed we are thankful to you to give us the deeper insight about the other types of the intellectual property rights other than the patent. I think this is the fruitful day where we have acquired the knowledge about the IPR and what kind of the things we can do regarding the IPR. But there are certain more things which we need to look forward to, and we are going to have certain other presentations and some videos whereby we are going to understand that what are the career opportunities for the students at CSIR-NIO, and also some videos where actually what kind of a work by NIO is being done. So here I take the opportunity to request Dr. Thakur to give the presentation regarding the career opportunities for the students at CSIR-NIO. May I kindly request sir to please take the dais.
Yes, thank you. Could you please open my presentation? So there are a few slides, 4 or 5 slides, where I would like to show you what are the career opportunities for students in CSIR-NIO and the PhD program as well as opportunities under the projects. Yes, good afternoon. This is regarding career opportunities for students at CSIR-NIO. Our headquarters is in Goa and we have 3 regional centers. So NIO established in 1966 and NIO works in different areas of oceanography, right from physical oceanography, chemical oceanography, biology, geology, geophysics, marine instrumentation, ocean engineering and marine biotechnology. So these are the divisions of NIO, and we have total strength, that is scientific 200, technical 210 people are working, administrative staff, PhD scholars and large number of project staff, so project assistants under different projects. So unique facility of CSIR-NIO is a research vessel. We have 2 research vessels. One is RV Sindhu Sadhana, which is 80-meter long, and RV Sindhu Sankalp. So we will be playing a short clip after this presentation about our research vessel. And these research vessels are equipped with laboratories on board, you can see here, and also on the deck different sampling equipments. Also research facilities at in the laboratories. We have weather station, tide glass, and then automation vertical profiler, different labs of biology, chemistry, geology, geophysics. And there are opportunities for students, especially a PhD program. So we have ACSR PhD program, then doctoral research program, program that is under ACSR, then doctoral research fellow, the DRF, which is possible throughout year, but you should have a national fellowship for that, and then project assistants under different projects. Actually, we are conducting this workshop online. It was with very short notice. Yesterday, last evening, late evening, we came to know that we have to go online, and still we could manage. But so please pardon, please excuse us for in between some technical errors. So I was talking about the PhD program that is under ACSR. We have two sessions, that is January and August. Then doctoral research program, it is with national fellowships. Whoever is having national fellowship, they can approach us, and it is throughout year applications are being taken, and then every 3 months we are conducting interviews. Then project assistants are online interviews on different projects, the government projects or sponsor projects, and most important is internships and dissertations. So we have this facility right from 1 month till 1 year by application. You can do your internships in different labs of NIO in headquarters in Goa as well as in our regional centers, Mumbai, Cochin and Visakhapatnam. So Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research, I am coordinating this ACSR. ACSR is established by an act of parliament in 2010, and mandate is to undertake high quality teaching and research. And you can see that most important thing is that in 2023 we are having 12th NIRF rank, and which is far better than some of the even IITs also. So very well planned PhD program is there, where you have coursework as well as research work. So ACSR School of Oceanography, this is under ACSR. We have started in 2011, and so far we have awarded 35 PhDs, and currently there are 76 students who are enrolled for PhD under ACSR. So you can see these subjects. There is physical sciences, chemical sciences, biological sciences, mathematical and information sciences, and engineering. And you can see the number of faculties and number of seats available. So altogether close to 90-95 seats are available for PhD every year. So in first semester and second semester there are courses, and the coursework contains introduction to oceanography. Because students are joining under ACSIR from different background. They are from physics, chemistry, biology, geology, and when they enter in Oceanography Institute, they should know about the oceanography, some basic, some introduction they should have. So that's why this first semester we have very important component of the course is introduction to oceanography. Even we are taking them, taking students on the cruises, short cruises, say for 1 week, and to get just understand the oceanographic sampling processes. Then we have research methodologies, which includes even IPR, publication ethics is there, and CSIR 800 societal program for 4 to 6 weeks. That is for students are going to the villages and they're working with villagers and understanding their problem, trying to come out with the solution. And then in second semester there are elective courses depending on your specialization. Suppose you are from say biology or biological oceanography, then you can select the ecology or invertebrate biology or maybe micro algal research related topics. So there are elective courses, and you can see the number of elective courses in physical sciences 10, chemical sciences 2, biological sciences 6, mathematics 4, and engineering 2. So generally admission procedure is like this. I'm just talking about the August batch, which we are going to start now. The online applications will be open on 1st of August. Then last date will be 17th September. Shortlisting interviews will be between 19 September till 2nd of October, and semester will start on 20th of January. So one thing you have to remember that to join ACSIR program, ACSIR PhD program, you should have a national fellowship, either CSIR NET or CSIR or UGC NET or DBT or any kind of national fellowship is required, that is mandatory. Or you should have, you are doing your project in NIO or similar research organizations, and you have 1 publication and 2 years of research experience. So for this you can contact, these are the contacts. Of course we will share this on WhatsApp group, the contacts. Headquarter Rohit Davzekar is the person who is assisting in ACSR, and Mr. Tawa Pandian for in HRM. You can contact them for any type of queries. All the students can contact them, and my colleague Dr. Sonia Sukumaran, she is scientist in charge. So you can reach to her if you have anything to do in our regional center Mumbai. So with this brief introduction about the career opportunities for students in NIO, I would like to play 3 short clips which will take maybe 10 to 12 minutes. Please see there. I would like to impress you that how oceanography is interesting and why you have to come to our institute for your PhD or for internship or as a project assistant. We require bright minds like you, and there is opportunity for joining our institute. So some sort of, you can say that marketing I am doing, but it's very interesting, and please look at these videos, 3 clips we are showing.
Which video to play biotechnology?
No, first we are going to screen research vessels, and I have research vessel.
Research vessels, but ships can.
Sindhu Sadhana. So this is about Sindhu Sadhana, which is our research vessel.
CSIR National Institute of Oceanography, Goa, acquired 2 research vessels to reinforce oceanographic research in and around Indian Ocean. One of these is named as Research Vessel Sindhu Sadhana, which was commissioned on 12th of July 2014. The beautiful ship Sindhu Sadhana is indigenously built research vessel and is fully equipped with scientific instruments to collect required data for oceanographic research. This dynamic and multidisciplinary research vessel is 80 meters long and 17.6 meter wide and can accommodate 57 personnel, including 29 scientists and 28 crew members. Sindhu Sadhana is designed for a cruising speed of 13.5 knots and an endurance of 45 days. The commissioning of the research vessel has greatly enhanced the research capabilities of Indian scientists, enabling them to understand oceanographic processes in the seas and to translate this knowledge to benefit the nation. Since its inception, research vessel Sindhu Sadhana has been deployed in the seas around India. Expeditions have provided inputs for forecasting the variations in marine environment. One of the major investigations probes the biodiversity of coral reef ecosystem at Angria Bank, which is a submerged island on the west coast of India. Sea floor information resulting from high-resolution mapping and sampling data is being analyzed for explorations. Sindhu Sadhana is also used for mineral prospecting, including identifying suitable areas for petroleum hydrocarbons in the Bay of Bengal. The research vessel is also engaged in multidisciplinary studies for establishing baseline conditions for mining of deep seabed in the central Indian Ocean basin. The research vessel is carrying out studies to understand the importance of sedimentary processes in the burial of organic matter. It is also deployed to investigate sequestration of atmospheric carbon dioxide in marine sediments. The research vessel is a floating institution, well equipped for imparting oceanographic training to the researchers from across the globe and facilitates collaborations with other countries in the Indian Ocean region. Sindhu Sadhana has 10 laboratories that are fitted with state-of-the-art equipment, facilitating high-precision data and sample acquisition. These laboratories are equipped with instruments for online data collection and data processing using single and multi-beam echo sounders, parasound, conductivity temperature depth profiler, and autonomous weather station. The sampling gear consists of an A-frame, gamma frame, CTD, and deep-sea winches with supporting cranes using water and sediment samplers. The research vessel is equipped with dynamic positioning system that allows holding the vessel at a point on the surface of ocean. Holding on to a position with known geographical coordinates, it is capable of sampling 24-meter-long sediment core. This unique feature lets scientists reconstruct the evolution of deep-sea floor with precision. The research vessel has enhanced the capabilities of Indian oceanographers and enabled the development of multidisciplinary oceanographic research in the country. Research vessel Sindhu Sadhana will remain pride of the nation for long.
To 20-25 scientists are working in the field of marine biotechnology to develop different products and processes from marine living resources. And you can see a short clip of marine biotechnology laboratory.
After the sun, the vast oceans are the most critical for survival of life on the earth. It is in the ocean that life began, in the simplest form of a self-replicating strands. And now, it is widely believed among the scientific community that the oceans hold the key to our future. We have already overused the land resources. In the last 20 years, the CSIR National Institute of Oceanography has done pioneering work in marine biotechnology with eyes purely on future. Scientists at CSIR-NIO have isolated nearly 30,000 bacteria from marine environment and have screened them all for anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, anti-inflammatory and anti-infective molecules. The CSIR-NIO's industry partners found out that approximately 5,000 of these marine isolates can actually contain disease-fighting molecules. CSIR-NIO's efforts for the industry are equally commendable. One of the maritime bacterial isolates of NIO is a rare discoloring agent. Scientists are still exploring advantage of this isolate for the textile industry. Like a magic wand, it has successfully decolorized up to 90% of single or mixed textile dyes. It is also a detoxifying agent. We often hear about the harmful effects of heavy metals like mercury, lead, arsenic, nickel, cadmium, and a host of others. They are known carcinogens. They need to be used for other benefits, but the hazards they bring along need to be contained. With marine biotechnology focus, the CSIR-NIO has collected over 50 potent bacterial strains capable of detoxifying many of these heavy metals. CSIR-NIO has been successful in identifying and using over 150 fungi species that detoxify these harmful heavy metals. Industries remind us of pollution. The effluents from the industries have several organic and pathogenic pollutants that harm the environment and in turn the health of all plants and animals, including humans. The CSIR-NIO has demonstrated lab-scale success of treating mixed industrial effluents and also tannery effluents following suitable dilution of these caustic and extremely hazardous effluents. For example, the CSIR-NIO has developed methods to successfully reduce the chemical oxygen demand by up to 90% by using marine microalgal and bacterial isolates. Though this has been largely done in CSIR-NIO labs, it has the potential of making polluting tanneries and several other industries go green and lessen the burden on common effluent treatment plants. CSIR-NIO is continuously striving to make our lives safe by exploring and broadening our understanding of the seas and the marine environment. But the spin-offs can greatly benefit the entire country.
Now, Marine Instrumentation Division, so they are working on different robots or robotic equipments which we can use for sampling purpose. So you can have a look at this video which is on marine robotics.
प्रेजेंट करते वक्त कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो रहा है.
Exploring the oceans is tricky, complicated and treacherous, yet exciting, and an important mission for scientists and technologists the world over. What we humans cannot do, robots can. And thus, CSIR National Institute of Oceanography at Goa took the plunge to develop robots for exploring our oceans. Over the years, it has strengthened our national research capabilities by developing and deploying autonomous underwater vehicles, AUV, and autonomous vertical profilers, AVP. Autonomous underwater vehicle, popularly known as Maya, is a free-swimming robot with low drag coefficient, slender, ellipsoidal in shape. It has removable nose cone on which scientific sensors are mounted. Its cylindrical hull has been bored out from a single solid bar of aluminium alloy. The propulsion of AUV is carried out by a single direct current motor or thruster. Approximately 1.7 meters in length with a diameter of 0.234 meters, this underwater vehicle has an endurance of 8 hours. The slender ellipsoid-shaped nose of the vehicle houses various scientific payloads for collecting information on the surface and underwater. The AOV uses standard controllers for the horizontal and vertical movements. AUV collects data on conductivity, depth, temperature, chlorophyll, turbidity, and dissolved oxygen. AUV uses standard linear quadratic controllers for movements in horizontal and vertical planes. Another marine robot called Autonomous Vertical Profiler offers a fast, cost-effective optimized approach for profiling in coastal waters. It consists of a hand-free, motor-driven robot profile that requires no deployment gear and very less operator skill, while fulfilling the requirements of repetitive sampling. Even a single person is able to deploy this vertical profiler. It uses standard oceanographic sensors to measure vertical structure at high resolution in waters as shallow as 5 meters and as deep as 200 meters. AVP collects information for conductivity, temperature, chlorophyll, dissolved oxygen, and data on sunlight penetration in water. The technologies developed at CSIR-NIO have been transferred to companies such as Larsen & Toubro Limited and VEA Automation and Robotics Private Limited for commercialization. CSIR-NIO marches on hand in hand with industry to develop cutting-edge technologies within the country.
Marks or copyrights. So I'll request Dr. Ramesh and Dr. Kapil to please, solve these queries. Thank you, sir.
So now for commerce people, if one wants to become a patent agent, the government requirement is that you should be a science graduate. But I understand for trademark agent that is not a requirement. So a commerce graduates can apply for they can appear for the trademark agent exam, which was conducted recently, and it will be conducted next year again in January. So you can start preparing and definitely become a trademark agent. Dr. Kapil can add.
And if you have business idea, so right now the business idea cannot be patented in India, but US right now have one patent application which is granted for the business idea. So as a commerce people, if they have any business idea, it can be patentable in US, not in India. Okay, and same other things, you can go for trademark and copyright and design. There is no restriction for the science background should be there. Anybody can file the trademark application for business purpose, and the same the design can be filed for the commercial purpose. Even the copyright can be filed for the commercial purpose. So the commerce person can go for the trademark, design, and copyright filings. Same, they can also file the patent application for business idea in US country. Right now they have very open for one patent application is granted in US for business idea. It is still under examination. You can't say it is granted or not, but we can file the application in US for business idea if you have, but it is not applicable in India.
Thank you so much, sir. There is also one question regarding the patent and trademark and other kind of the things under IPR. The question has come from all the students of IT, computer science and data science, where they are asking, whenever we are the students at the undergraduate or postgraduate level, we are doing some kind of micro projects, we are doing some kind of research projects. So can we develop some kind of a patent, trademark or copyright through these kind of the projects?
If you have generated any software, so you can file for copyright protections, and when you embedded the software into hardware, so it is a subject matter for the patent filing also, because in patent filing there is a need for the tangible products. So in case of that software is not a tangible product. So when you embedded the software in hardware, so it is you can file the patent application. Otherwise, if you have discovered any software, then you can file the software application, copyright application for the same.
There are various questions which are coming up. They are not regarding only IPR, as NIO has given the presentation. So there are questions. There is one student, Amit Pandey, who has asked the question about three things. He has asked question to Naseem Thakur sir, that sir, how can we get the internship programs at NIO? Can we do the trend analysis of the ocean? And what about the data set regarding certain kind of parameters which can be available to us? He is a student from zoology background.
Yes, I have explained during my presentation about the career opportunities. Definitely, you are welcome for internship at NIO. So what you can do, you can go to our website and check for different divisions or the research areas, and there you will find scientists working in different areas. You can contact them directly by sending email. You express your that you would like to join for internship, but please mention the duration and what time you are going to join, because we have some certain limitations that there are some defined seats which we can fill for internship. So you please mention the dates, which period you want to join, and what is your topic of interest, so that the concerned scientist will let you know about whether the placement is available and how you can apply for this. But on our website we have given how to apply for internship. There is a special column. You can go for the site for HRM, Human Resource Management, and there you can find all the details how to submit your application for internship. About the data, you are asking the data which is in public domain, the data which we are obtaining, which we are getting through generating through cruises, or field sampling, that most of the data is there in public domain, which you can use. And if you have very specific requirement about the data, you can write to us, you can write to the director NIO on that email ID, and then we will get back to you about the usage of data. Thank you.
Sir, excuse me. There is one more question for sir. This question has come from one of the student again. Can we do some kind of a project in association with NIO regarding the oil spill and tarball pollution?
Yes, oil spill and tarball pollution. We have a group in physical oceanography. They are tracking this tarball. What is that? How from where the tarballs are coming? How they are approaching the coastal areas? Tarballs. So definitely there is opportunity for internship or the research work in the field of tarballs. So you can write to us, and we will get back to you.
One more question is for you only. This question has come from the MSc Botany student, that whenever we are talking about oceanography, it has been considered as the branch of zoology. A lot of zoological work is involved. So if we are not there is one more question from botany student, Mr. Vishal Maurya from MSc Part 2 has asked this question, that whenever we talk about oceanography, generally it is considered to be the branch of zoology. If we are not having a specialization regarding algae, is there any scope that the botany students can do some kind of a work and collaborative research with NIO?
Yeah, very interesting question for all botany students. We have different topics in NIO for botany students, especially say microalgae. Okay, so microalgal ecology is there, microalgal bioprospecting is there. These are the topics where a botany student can join. Seaweed research is also going on. There are 4 or 5 scientists working in the seaweed areas, how to cultivate seaweeds in the field, what products we can make out of seaweeds. So these are the areas that microalgae, means all algae, like macroalgae, you can come and explore. All the botany students especially can explore the opportunities. Seagrass, mangroves are also there, mangrove ecosystem, seagrass. So there are different plants and microalgae areas where botany students have a great opportunity to work. Also, I think my previous answer to this oil spill and tarball is, some of you, if you missed that, then I would like to say that tarballs we are working, we are tracking the tarball pollution, then also oil spill pollution, and also the remedial measures for tarballs and oil pollution. So there is of course a scope for research in those areas also.
One more question to you. There is one more question which is a common question, that there are certain kind of the climate change impact which has been seen where the monsoon pattern is changing. So pre-monsoon and post-monsoon and the coastal life, is there going to be any impact on the research study?
This question is a bit difficult to answer, but definitely climate impact on ocean life we are studying. You can refer our publications. But if you have, this is very general question, but if you have very specific question, please let us know, and we will answer that. Anything else?
No, still I think.
Okay, so I think most of the questions are answered, but if you have still a question in your mind, we had shared the contact site, but also again that presentation, career opportunities and contact slide, that presentation we will be sharing on WhatsApp group, and you can contact us on those email or telephone numbers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There is one last question regarding the intellectual property right. Both the speakers I would like to ask. Students have asked that we are under impression that whenever we want to patent any idea or go for trademark or copyright, there is a huge amount of money which is required. Any student who is at the UG or PG level, is it possible to affordability about that particular topic?
For patent filing, the fees for student is only 1,600 rupees. It's a very nominal rate. And the same the copyright, the only nominal fees is 500 rupees, so they can use. And some patent facilitation center is also in India. NRDC is also help all these things. And one scheme from Kapila scheme from Ministry of Education, he also facilitate the all these things, and he give the support for patent filing for up to 2 lakh rupees. So you can apply for the same for if you have any idea. So and you want to do for patenting, you want to go for patenting, you just apply for Kapila scheme also, NRDC also, for, and they will file your patent application if there is a subject matter of patent filing or trademark filing or copyright, whatever.
No, I think that's all. And see, the other thing is like when you're talking the cost, but for, before coming to the cost, you also think the resources required to implement the idea and convert into a invention. It requires much more resources than the resources required for patent filing, which Dr. Kapil said it's only 1600 rupees.
Thank you so much, sir. I think there are many questions, but we need to deal it at the personal level, and we are going to collect these questions, and these particular questions can be posted on the group. We are going to collect all the questions, and we will assure it that these questions are going to the experts from IPR as well as NIO, and then in due course of time all of you are going to get your answers, because we are running short of time, so we have to come to the concluding part of this particular session. But before that, two important things. One is the feedback link has been posted in the group. Please see to it that you are all giving the feedback, because that is very, very valuable for us and for NIO to understand that how these particular programs can be more effective. So the feedback link is going to be open from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. today itself. So at 3 p.m. we are going to close the link. So please, everyone is requested to give their valuable feedback. Second thing is that we are going to take some screenshots of the screen. So all of you are requested to put on your video on mode, so that we are in a position to take a very good photograph, so that there can be records which can be created. So I hope that everyone is putting their video on, as well as everybody is going to give the feedback. First, participants, all of you, please put your videos on. Definitely at the end of this particular session, we are going to take a collective photograph with all the expertise and the stalwarts. And now we are to the end of this particular session, whereby I'll request Dr. Vitthal Mohite, the head of the Department of Zoology, who was very much instrumental to organize this particular session at TCSC, to propose the formal vote of thanks. Sir, this is your yours.
Thank you, Vinit sir. It has always been said that ocean holds a key for the future, and today's workshop has shown that what is the role of the ocean for our next generations. Now we are at the end of the session. Respected dignitaries on the dais, all the esteemed officials from the NIO Goa Regional Center Mumbai, special invitees from CSIR, faculty members, non-teaching staff, and my dear students. I am standing before you to propose a formal vote of thanks on behalf of TCSC for this event. First and foremost, I want to thank and congratulate Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, for delivering such a innovative and apt concept of National Intellectual Property Festival. I want to thank CSIR, Government of India, and NIO Goa for organizing such a informative and fruitful workshop on protection and the management of intellectual property. I wish to place on record a special interest and efforts of Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh, Director, National Institute of Oceanography, Goa, Dr. Sonia Sukumaran, who has given the complete overview and what are the activities which are being conducted in the National Institute of Oceanography, Dr. Narsiya Thakur, who has given the overview about this particular workshop, because he is in charge of the different type of the workshop which has been organized in the different region in the country by the NIO, and who made this event possible and successful. Humbly, I put on record my gratefulness towards the speakers and the invited talk by Dr. Ramesh Gidwani sir, who has talked on the process of the patenting, Dr. Kapil Arya sir, who has talked on the IPR, patent, copyright, trademark, as well as maybe how to file the trademark and all the processes regarding the same, where I am falling short of words to express my gratitude. I wish to thank the management, Thakur College of Science and Commerce, who have been always keen leading and support to organize such a kind of events. And let me tell you that our management is very keen to work with National Institute of Oceanography, and we had there's a MOU with the National Institute of Oceanography. So I thank specifically our there's a special mention for our trustee Sri Jitendra Singh ji, Sri Manoj Singh ji, and our trustee Sri Suraj Singh ji. Ladies and gentlemen, I am highly obliged to our principal madam, who is the main source of this event, who hosted in collaboration with the NIO, who has always been there's a guidance and a support to conduct any kind of event. Thank you so much, madam. I wish to thank entire Thakur Parivar, faculty members, non-teaching staff, who have worked relentlessly with unconditional support, active there's a cooperation not only to make this event happen, but a grand success. Lastly, I wish to thank all the esteemed delegates, students, for your overwhelming response and enthusiasm to participate in this event. Without your support, this event would have not been possible. I thank each and every person who has contributed directly, indirectly for this workshop. I have not mentioned any name. It is absolutely due to forgetfulness, not intentional. My sincere apologies for the same. Thank you all once again. Have a good day. Thank you. Minister, please.
Thank you so much, sir. So it was a wonderful event where we have understood the process and management of the intellectual property right, and we are going to conclude this session. So may I kindly request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे